Welcome to Virtual Mimics and Gimmicks, where a bunch of idiots pretend to know what they're doing and in the process torment me with their vicious mockery. I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master and player punching bag Anastasia. Playing Troy, our half wood elf ranger with a taste for bear blood, is Sean. As Magnus, our dark and brooding tiefling rogue, is Clint. We've got Ryan playing Viren, our furbolg cleric who prefers liquid courage, and Tatiana playing as Poofers, our wily tabaxi barbarian. And finally, we have Amanda playing Eravir, our sexy high elf sorcerer with hair and heart of gold. Are we ready for the recap? Last time on Dungeons & Dragons Ball Z, our heroes, apart from Troy, who was called away on urgent business, were sent on a quest to investigate and retrieve an artifact, which they discovered to actually be an imitation artifact called the Pawn of Opulence. Our mighty adventurers know little of this pseudo-artifact's power, but that didn't stop them from diving headfirst into a spooky subdimension controlled by the artifact's creator, a Fey named Erza. After traversing a nightmarish hellscape resembling the town of Exoluntier, our heroes discovered a deep dungeon that served as the Fae's hideout. In it, they discovered all sorts of traps, puzzles, and enemies, including a lizard thing that liked heat and hurt real bad, a skeleton named Bo, and a bunch of sentient dragon plushies that can cast polymorph. At the end of the dungeon, the party finally met Erza and jumped straight into battle, not giving her the slightest opportunity to monologue or to advance the narrative with her revolutionary knowledge. Turns out the Fates favored our heroes, as the Fae and her minions rolled so poorly that she sort of damaged one person before being beat down enough to be trapped in a mysterious device held by poofers that really nobody questioned. Players are now at the portal gates to return to the real world, where they must decide what to do about the pseudo-artifact. What will our heroes decide? Will Bo live when he really just wants to die? All this and more, now on Dungeons & Dragons Ball Z. Alright. So, you guys are currently still in the Nightmarish Realm, standing outside the gates, where Viren had just prayed to his wonderful god, saying, please spare Bo and let him live, because you're not sure whether he will be able to survive the transition to reality. However, before you step through, Tempest walks up and has a lot of exposition to do. So, he says to all of you, mentally, it seems when we go back, we're going to have a pretty big decision to make regarding this artifact, so we might want to use this opportunity while we're completely alone to be able to talk it over with each other, without having to worry about long, awkward silences where we look like a bunch of crazy people talking to each other mentally with our hands to our throats like this. That said, I feel like some higher force is willing me to recap all of the things at stake here. We've captured a Fae for Poofer's friends. It's clearly a very powerful Fae, capable of creating artifacts, so we should make sure we're confident in our choice of how to handle her from here on out. The Fae also seem to know a lot about each of us, if you all had visions similar to what I did in our encounter with her. Now, she might be evil, but since she's been captured, we can still use her. It seems like the wardens often struggle to find traces of artifacts, and she gave us a glimpse of a specific one that she called Paradise's Visage. It might be helpful for the wardens to know about this. Maybe I don't know. You made me lose my train of thought here. She knew about the specific artifact, and that might be helpful for the wardens. On top of that, who knows how she might help us track other artifacts. Apart from that, though, still along that vein, whatever we decide to do with her, we need to make sure that we have a good story for any parties involved. If you choose to keep her for yourselves, what are you going to tell the wardens and Desi and all of that kind of business? Apart from that, we need to decide what to do about Desi and the Pawn of Opulence. She says she can control it and seems to have been able to so far, but there's also a quality of the artifacts that has so far gone largely ignored, and that's their possibility to make the users frenzy. Now, she seems to want to use the Pawn of Opulence for good, and it seems like she's been able to so far, but there's always that risk. Then again, it's an imitation artifact, so maybe they don't work the same. She also said that if this pseudo-artifact falls into the hands of the Wardens and unites with the other artifacts, chaos could unfold, and we have no way of confirming this is true, but no reason to doubt it either. If you choose to leave the artifact with Desi, you're going to have to come up with what you want to tell the Wardens about this whole adventure here. Then again, it may be in your best interest to not listen to Desi and bring it to the Wardens. Either way, what we decide here could have some really significant consequences, so we may want to spend some time discussing it.
Wow, that was a mouthful, Tempe.
You're welcome. Now you have every single bit of relevant information right now refreshed in your memories.
Well, let's figure out what we want to do with the Fey first, or this Fey demon that's sitting in this box.
Poofers, who gave you the box?
As I said, I can't talk about him in here, but I can promise you that he's a good guy and the Wardens really like him and he likes the Wardens. And I trust him with my life because I wouldn't be here without him.
Is it your friend?
It is my friend, and I will tell you more about him when we're not trapped in the Fey world.
Real quick,
Okay.
Do the Wardens, are they aware of what he wanted?
In
Like,
this
this is
particular
not-
instance?
Is this something that we would have to hide from the Wardens?
I mean...
Poofers, are you gonna lie?
maybe. Am I what?
Are you gonna lie to the Wardens?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm just might not tell the whole truth.
I mean, are they going to be upset when we say, hey, we aren't giving you the box? We're giving it to Poofer's friend, so-and-so.
They like so-and-so, alright? They work
You
together
don't even
before.
have to bring up the box.
I don't think we need to. We could just say, oh, there was a Fae doing this, and then she's gone.
We
Where
defeated
did she
her
go?
and leave it
Yeah.
at that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is the Fae and the fake artifact like a single package, or
Or we could just say that some Fae somewhere made this artifact and leave it at that. We don't have to say the Fae was in the artifact.
Well, so to answer your question there, Mirren, I think that we can bring the Fae in this box, and then also bring the Pawn of Opulence.
Oh no, the box doesn't go back to the Wardens. It goes to my friends.
Separately. Yeah, we're going to discuss that in a minute. But okay, so either way, we're bringing the Fae out of here, and I assume, I mean, what benefit will we have to, and I'm just throwing it out there, is there any benefit to keeping the Fae in this
She seemed
box?
to have a lot of information, but I bet that if I wrote, letters asking my friend to get information out of her, he could, because she was going to trick us, right? Look at all the stuff that she did. But I think he might be able to get the real information out of her. He's pretty powerful.
Don't we think all the Wardens are pretty powerful as well?
Yeah, but I think my friend might be a little more straightforward with his interrogation technique and get information that we might really want.
I want to meet this guy.
Now, on to the fake artifact, the Pawn of Opulence. Are we leaving it here with Desi, or are we taking it? And if we take it, where are we taking it? Because if she is telling the truth and we take it back to the Wardens with the other artifacts, we could destroy the world.
To be honest, I don't really have a problem with leaving it here if everybody in the town's super happy, unless it's going to cause problems.
Okay, so say we leave it here. Do we tell the Wardens it's here?
I
and
mean,
what
we
she told
always,
us?
we could tell them that the Wardens that it's here and they can just come here if they want to study it, 'Cause we don't know what happens if we take it out of the town either.
So we could trust the Wardens with the Pawn of Opulence, but not the Fae.
No. I could trust the Wardens with the Fae. It's just that I think my friend's going to do a better job with the Fae. And also, I trust him with my life.
I'm with Poofers on giving it to her friend. That's fine with me. However, the Pawn of Opulence, if I think we should leave it here. Tell the wardens about it. Tell them what she said about bringing them together, and then it's out of our hands.
I want a whole lot of gold from your friend.
Yeah, I need some gold too.
There are 2 more things to consider here. Hiding anything from the wardens in the path of discovery if we don't have an irrefutable story could be marked as an act of betrayal. And further, we don't know that we can trust Desi to stay here with this artifact.
She is friends with Avi, and my friend did say that we should probably side with the wardens over Avi, and I think his word's good. I mean, he works with the wardens, but he's not a warden, but he thinks that they're doing the right thing. So,
Well, how about this?
Would Tempe want to stay here with Desi? We'll let the wardens know what's going on.
do you think Tempe, no offense, Tempe, but do you think Tempe could handle Desi on his own? I mean, she's been controlling an artifact, basically. Do you think only one of us could handle her if she wanted to do something?
Well, I feel like if she wanted to do something, she would have done it by now, right? I mean, other than the Fae being trapped in, if Desi wanted to destroy whatever or take crazy power or something like that, I feel like she would have done it. Or maybe the reason she hasn't done it is that the Fae was controlling most of it. Is that what we were thinking?
Also,
Well, she has been channeling a lot of her power into maintaining that artifact.
she has decided to become really good friends with Avi, and Avi could decide to leave and come before this.
How about this? At least, so we're all on the same page for the Fae. Not so much the Pawn of Opulence, but I get that Poofers wants to bring the Fae to her friend. And how about this? If we bring the Fae to your friend and drop it off, drop off the box, do a delivery service, and we make our way, and they're going to ask for a report back at Redcliffe when we're talking to the wardens, and we can tell them, hey, yeah, we discovered a Fae, and tell them exactly what we did. We took care of it, dropped it off with somebody really respectful, understands what's going on, going to get some more
I mean,
information.
they know who he is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So we can let them know. Why don't we just let them know exactly what we did? And it's not like that we're not lying, and then...
He's not really a guy who likes people to know exactly what he's doing all the time, so I don't know if I'm comfortable telling the wardens that he's got a Fae. He might not like if I did that.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't want to risk. I've already ran enough from all this law crap, and I don't want to keep having to do it. If we're gonna now lie to the people that have been essentially paying us a crap load of money to do this, though. And if
To
we
be
get found
fair,
out-
we probably wouldn't have been able to stop the Fae without that box to begin with. So, if we didn't have the ability from Pooper's friend, then
He has been, giving me all sorts of abilities too, like, my sword, and I pull it out and it's glowing red, and, he's really on our side, and there are actually some wardens back that we know that have worked with him before really closely, so he's not a bad guy.
I'm not saying he's a bad guy by any means. I'm just saying, if he's not a bad guy, then what's the problem of letting?
He's not a bad guy. He's just kind of a secretive guy. I don't even know where he's been since we split up, a few years ago.
So how are you going to give him the box?
He gave me instructions.
Can we know the instructions?
Yeah, when we get out of here. Once again, I don't know who the heck is listening in here, so I can't be super specific.
Okay, well, so I take it we can deal with the Fae problem on the way. Then, like what we're going to decide. But I guess the more pressing matter then is what we're going to do with the Pawn of Opulence.
I mean, do we take it out of or from Desi, but don't return it back to the wardens and inform them of everything we've learned, and then maybe they could tell us what we should do with it?
I mean, it probably would be a good start if we use our warding comm to say, hey, we kind of need a artifact bomb squad to come in here and try and figure out what to do with this thing.
That's true. We could just ask them what to do.
We
Our warden comms
punch and
work.
drink things. That's pretty much all we do. Like we'll leave it to the you know.
Well,
the
does he
party
seem pretty
pants.
convinced that if the wardens were aware of the artifact, they would not hesitate to reunite them?
I wonder why she would
think
think
we could
that,
let 'em know
especially
that.
if we told them, like, hey, there's a big warning here, you shouldn't unite these artifacts, what they would do.
It seems like it was Avi's direction.
And I don't think that we're sure that we trust Avi. I don't think I trust him. Her.
I don't
Girl.
trust anyone in this group 100%. Outside of this group 100%.
What?
There we
What?
go.
You don't trust Poopers?
Damn.
No, anyone outside of this group. Out of our 6, I don't trust any of them.
So,
I mean, something we haven't considered yet either is trying to destroy this thing.
ooh, why would we want to do that, though? Do we know what's going to happen if we destroy it? It seems like the most stable thing that we could possibly do is to just leave it be at this point, right? But we don't know what Desi's going to do, is the variable there.
So, do we want to get out of here and try and figure out what Desi's gonna do? Put some kind of truth into her.
Well,
I don't
feel
know
like
what you're insinuating with that, but sure.
I feel like we kind of need to have a plan with what we want to do with this thing. The Pawn of Opulence.
Okay, here's the deal. Here's my vote. I vote we come up with a good reason to just not mention the fate of the wardens. And then we send it to my friend and we have him get all the information that he can out of her, because he's going to be able to get more information than they can get. It's just a gut feeling that I have. He's just good at this kind of thing. He's the one that taught me to speak all kinds of weird languages and stuff. Anyway, so we don't tell the wardens the whole story about the fate. But when we get out of here, we do contact them and ask them what to do about the Pawn of Opulence. And then they can give us direction. We should give them all the details about how Desi said that we shouldn't unite it with the other ones, and let them know what it's doing to the town and all that kind of stuff.
Why don't we just take it?
We don't know what's going to happen if we take it. That sounds scarier.
Now, I'm just going to bring this up. I'm all on board with that, Poofers, but what if Desi tells the wardens about the Fae?
That's a good point. Yeah, you got me there. I don't know. I got to think about that one.
Why don't we stop and meet your friend on the way?
You
To
will
the
not
wardens.
meet my friend. I'm
Well,
sorry. I
here's-
haven't even met my friend for a while.
Well, I'm just saying, if it's possible, if he wants it, which I'm assuming he does, obviously. If he wants it, he can stop and meet us. He can do whatever he wants to do.
No, he
and then we
doesn't.
can bring
He
it to the
doesn't
wardens.
work like that.
Well, I mean,
He would rain fire down upon all of us before coming to meet us somewhere in the forest. Just saying.
I mean, all of us have our own resources. I don't think there's anything wrong with using poofers.
all right. Well, there's going to be a huge "I told you so" when this comes back.
We should
I
try and deal with
get
the
my ring back.
the citywide artifact, I think, first. So, is there a way or someone or somehow we try and figure out a slow introduction to the artifact towards the wardens, and how we can try and figure out the best course of action?
Just a thought, too. The 2 unconscious wardens who went into the Pawn of Opulence and
Everywhere.
got almost killed are aware of the Fae and
Maybe
the
we should
whole
just lie
situation.
and say we killed the Fae. Because then everybody says, oh, there's a Fae inside, but we killed it. Oh, they got knocked out. We killed the Fae. Where'd the Fae go? I don't know. Definitely not inside a box in my pocket.
I prefer the word defeated because it's not
We did defeat her.
technically alive.
That's very true. Very easily. Because some divine power had horrible rules.
Well, let's at least have a plan for when there's a follow-up question to that. Like, oh, it's defeated. Where did it go? Do you still have it?
It
Is
disappeared.
it somewhere?
It just kind of went into another realm. We don't know where it went. Which is true. I have no idea what this box does.
Well, I can't beat that logic.
And just as a final warning, we're all comfortable with this because if they find out that we didn't tell the whole truth, there will probably be consequences, even
This is
if
what
it's
I've
down
been
the line.
I mean, I'm all down for it.
Hashtag role reversal right here.
I feel like we need a vote.
I feel like everybody's already voted and I got outvoted, so let's go. Let's
So you-
go lie.
You've decided on the Fae, but what about the Pawn of Opulence?
Well,
Mm,
look, I guess those are options, right? We either leave it with Desi and we lie to the wardens again, or we leave it with Desi and we tell the wardens it's here, which she seemed pretty sure that the wardens would then come and take it or have a thing. Even if we advise them of what she says, we can take it, and because you might not have to sit there and control it or utilize all of her magic or really any magic to maintain it now that the Fae's gone from it. Or, I mean, those are kind of our three options. We take it and we bring it to the wardens. We either call the wardens and tell them it's here, or we leave it at none.
If we don't take it and we leave it here with her and inform the wardens, they still need time to get here. She can act in that time without a full guard.
I think we should call them as soon as we're out, inform them of it.
Should probably, yeah,
Stay
inform them
till-
regardless.
I mean,
Let
we
them
can always
decide
wait
what to
here
do. Yeah.
until they get here.
I have a very good Batman effect for that.
It's a, couple day travel to get over here?
It's like 5 days or
I
something.
mean, we could stay in, this horrendous town where everybody's really grumpy all the time for
I've
2
been
days with their
really,
spa.
really wanting to hit that spa. And I
Does-
feel like everything should be free now.
It doesn't feel like the town itself is dangerous. It's just the influence of this thing, right? So,
Are we thinking that it was only the Fae, because the Fae created it, right? So are we thinking that it's only the Fae that made this thing dangerous?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, I think that it's holding stable, right? Because the Fae is, gone-ish, and this world is holding stable.
Well,
So
Thank God.
she's not gone. She's
she's
right there.
That's why I said gone-ish.
So
I don't think she has any Fae powers that are getting out of this thing, though.
I mean, should we? It sounds like we landed on we're going to tell the wardens about the pawn, right? Like we just haven't figured out if we're going to tell them right this second, or I mean, is that pretty much
Maybe-
what we landed
okay.
on?
Maybe what we should do is get out of here and then just warden come and say, hey, we're going to stick around here. We need some backup. We've got this, artifact-ish thing here that's affecting the town, and it's not supposed to be united with the other artifacts, so we need some very magic-y people to come around. And we'll be at the spa until you get here.
I like it.
Well, if we tell them that we need some people, we're going to need some higher ups because there's a really high chance that those people that come to take it are going to be very, very goody two shoe, not want to lie, and then just want to bring the artifact back.
Wait, why would they have to lie?
Not want to lie. I'm saying like they would probably want to do exactly the right thing and bring the artifact back to the warden headquarters, even if we let them know.
But we don't know if the wardens think that's the right thing to do or not.
We gotta make sure we tell them about the warning that we got from
Yeah.
what's her face.
Literally, the only piece of information we should be told is that the Fae is in a box. We just defeated her, and she went to another dimension. We don't know what happened to her, which isn't a lie.
Question: is Bo still with us? Bo. For the people that don't know who Bo is a skeleton that we fought, knocked off his head.
Short for bones.
Yes, short for bones. And Bo, question.
Oh yeah, what's up? I've been here the whole time, just taking in the forbidden information.
What's your opinion? You've been here probably for a while, right?
Oh god. Oh god, it's been longer than a while. It's been just so long.
Okay. What's your take? Have you heard anything from the Fae? I'm sure very bad stuff, but I mean about if, this thing that we're inside, if it were to move or something like that, or if it might destroy, the time.
Wait, you're asking what happens if she leaves this place?
Yeah, also inside of a box. Yeah, because she's in the box.
Oh gosh,
and if
golly.
she leaves here.
Well, I ain't never seen a box like that, but that's a real toughie. It's kind of above my pay grade. See, my role here was when she got bored, I would go disassemble myself into kind of like bowling pins, and then she'd throw stuff at me. I was
Right.
kind of like that level of participant here. So
You're
I
giving me
don't
some
really
very
know
good
how she
ideas
works.
right now.
Please, well, it's just my skull now, so don't crack it, please. Doesn't repair.
Okay. Is there someone else who may be a higher pay grade than you?
Gosh, no, it was just me and her down here and all of her little pet things. But I in the many years that I was here with her, she really seemed to know what she was doing. Sure, a little immature, a little childish, but she was a smart cookie. She was able to create a place like this. I don't doubt that she'd have a lot of information on similar things.
Would she keep information somewhere?
Well, you got some books last time, didn't you?
Oh, we did get
We
some
did.
books.
They're in some weirdo language. Can you speak it? Or read it?
I can't, but I know what language it is. Which is Sylvan, that's the language of the Fae.
Ooh.
Oh.
And to any D&D, avid fans or whatever, I know that the script is Elvish for Sylvan, but not in this world. It has its own script.
Okay, well, that definitely is helpful. Seems like we may want to take a look at these books or try and decipher them if we can. Is there some way that we can find someone who can find this stuff?
I'm assuming your
probably
friend
not
speaks
here.
Fae, right? Poofers?
He probably does. Yeah, I do not.
So are we giving
I'll just
him the
give it to
books
the
as
wardens.
well? Or
We
are we
could-
giving the wardens the books?
I'm fine with giving it to either, to be honest.
I think the wardens may be more pressed specifically to help with the Pawn of Opulence.
It sounds like your friend's not a big reader.
Oh
so
no,
maybe
he's
we
a
give him to
super
the
big
board.
reader. He's like the biggest reader that I know, but it's more just, I don't think he'll need the help.
Okay, so we give the wardens the books. We call them as soon as we're out of here, tell them about the Pawn of Opulence, ask them what they wanted us to do with it, try and take care of these two wardens that are mostly dead, and wait for instructions on the pawn. And then go take your friend the box that we do not tell the wardens about.
I like that plan.
I'm good.
Whenever you guys are ready, you can go through the portal.
Is everybody ready?
Okay.
I wish I had a portal effect, but this will work.
Alright, Ryan, high or low?
Oh, is this for Bo?
Yeah.
High or low?
Don't ask me, because I'm not going to get blamed if it doesn't work. Oh, Clint's saying hi.
Yeah, let's go high.
Alright. So you're going through the portal?
Let's go through the portal.
Yeah, we're going through the portal.
Let's do it.
Excellent. So you walk through the portal, and much as before, your vision kind of distorts and all of your senses distort as they kind of like merge into a single void of blackness and nothingness before a really bright light appears as you're kind of approaching this other existence, which is the real world. And you kind of just like blink your eyes open and find yourself back in Desi's basement. She is collapsed on the ground. Well, not collapsed. She's on her knees on the ground, just panting really heavily. Sweat is pouring down her. As the portal closes the instant you walk back through. Biren, the first thing you do is take a look at your shoulder, which is where I think he was. And there is a skull there.
What is it talking?
Oh, Bo, did you make it?
Oh my god! That was... What the shit was that? That was the gosh darn golly, it's the worst thing I have ever experienced. It felt like my soul was being ripped away from the bones and then forced back in. Oh god, and you know, the back of it just, it's burning back there. Can you take a look? Maybe give it a scratch or something?
I'm kind of regretting this now.
Yeah, well, the good news is I don't think we're going to go through any of those anytime soon unless we really have to. Oh, okay, that's a little weird, but all right. And I give him a little scratch on the back of his
so
head.
you feel kind of like, the skull is very smooth, it's a skull, but then there's a kind of like indentation in it that you feel that probably wasn't there before.
Oh, hey, you have something kind of back here, and I kind of
Oh
quickly...
god, that's the stuff. Oh yeah.
I grab him and I kind of look at the back to make sure he's good.
A very eloquent A has been imprinted on the back of his skull.
I see you've had some help from a good friend of mine.
Oh, a friend. I love friends. Or is this too sudden? Are we like...
You're my friend, Bo.
You're now part of the A team.
Are
I
we
feel
the
like
A team
that
now?
one.
I thought we
No,
were the S
no,
team.
sorry.
I feel like
you-
I should sigh at that one.
That's just
know
me.
why.
That's just me and Bo in the A team.
I get it. A for Owlbull.
Yeah.
I get it. Very exclusive club.
Okay, are Roxy and Uri here with us as well?
They are. They're still unconscious, though.
Okay, I'd like to go up to Desi and, kind of see what her status is and be like, so, that was interesting. How you doing?
She's alive. Very tired, exhausted, drained. And she kind of like is still heaving breaths and looks up at you and says, "Oh, thank God you made it back through. What happened? Is everything okay? I feel like I mean, it's easier to maintain now, but what
Well,
happened?"
we all made it through. We rescued our warden friends. We defeated the Fae. It was a ton of fun. Not really. It was pretty terrifying, and I'm glad that we're out of there.
I'm glad to see you're all right. Oh well, it's been about 8 hours, I think.
Jeez, how long do you guys feel like we were in there?
So like
How long does it feel like we were in there?
6 months in real time.
Like an hour.
It's like that one book about dreams and going deeper and deeper into them.
This is crazy.
Sorry, quick question. Did we bring those other wardens through the portal?
We
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
You missed
Okay, sorry. Just making sure.
it. we let them. Okay. So we're gonna call the wardens and see what to do about this whole shindig here.
She immediately stands up and says, "Please, you can't. You can't. I have every
Well,
confidence
we
that terrible
can.
things will happen. Please."
So the problem is that we're wardens, and also Avi is not a warden. She's a demon princess lady. Generally not the nicest people, so we're gonna have to call our friends and figure out what to do. But we will give them all the information that you gave us about not uniting them and see what they say. But we don't have a choice. We gotta call them.
You can't. I know you can't trust her, but I do. I would trust her with my life. I trust her with this whole town. She knows what she's talking about. She's been through there. She's seen the other artifacts. She knows what they are, and she knows what will happen if they meet. She knows the wardens and who's leading them. You can't do it.
We aren't sure that they are gonna meet, and we can tell them that they shouldn't. We can have people come here and study them and study it and make sure that it doesn't get united with the other artifacts.
It's not a risk worth taking. Even if they didn't unite them, they would try and learn from it and create their own, and who knows what would happen from there.
Who knows? But we should find out. I'd like to get on the warden call.
She drops to her knees in front of you with her hands on her shoulders and is like begging you not to do this.
Look, I'm sorry, but we have to do this. And
And she drops to her. She just drops all the way down, dejected, too powerless at this point to make any moves against you.
all
So
right.
go ahead.
Victoria, come in.
Poofers, I thought I told you to go through an associate first. You're not supposed to direct call this.
Oh no, this one's important.
All right, what's wrong?
Okay, so we have found the source of the quote artifact. Not actually a real artifact. Fake artifact made by a Fey. Can't get united with the other artifacts. Need some people here way
Well,
smarter than us to
slow
figure
down.
it out.
Slow down. That was a lot of information. You found the artifact?
We found an artifact-ish type thing.
What does that mean?
I say
That's a
poofers,
good question.
imitation.
Imitation, that's the word. We found an imitation artifact.
That's impossible. There's only 9. There's only ever been 9. There
No,
only can be
definitely
9.
possible. Looking at it right now. Messing with time and space.
And you're sure it's not an actual artifact?
Pretty sure it was created by a Fae.
Faye, well, what happened to her? Where is she?
We had to go rescue the wardens that were sent here before, and we went through a portal into the Fae world, and we defeated her, and she was, I don't know, she just kind of disappeared into some other weird dimension.
You lost her? She could have... Who knows what she could know about this kind of stuff?
I don't know what she knows. I have no idea. But she's not, around anymore, and we need some help with this thing because we don't really know what to do with it. But the lady here who's been controlling it is working with Avi, lady in the cell. And
With
Avi
Avi?
doesn't want this to be united with the other artifacts.
Well, no doubt. She wants them for herself. It doesn't surprise me at all.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. This seems like really above my pay grade and we need some help here.
And you just bring it back yourselves.
Nope, can't do that. Don't know what's going to happen if we remove it from the town. Apparently something catastrophic will happen if it's united with the real artifacts.
You hear a very frustrated sigh and a kind of intense shuffling of papers and it like a muffled yell, like she's covering the patch to yell at someone, and says, "All right, we'll get as many people out there as soon as we can. Do not let the artifact out of your sight. Try and find that Fae. Do you understand?"
Okay, yep, will do. We'll try real hard.
And she says, "Over and out. We'll be there as soon as we can." And that's your conversation.
Poofers, what'd you say?
Well, you heard her. I mean, we're standing
okay.
in the room.
Perfect.
So,
I'd like to message Tempe's way so that we can all hear. And I go, "Now, what's your friend's name?"
okay. So I guess I can, well, do we want to talk about this kind of with Desi here and we're all just talking to each other and telepathically?
Fine.
What do we want to do here?
Yeah.
I mean, we can
Well,
telepathic message.
We're not thinking Desi's bad, right?
I don't think Desi herself is bad. I don't know if I think Avi isn't bad is the problem. I don't really know what to think about her.
So we're gonna trust Desi, or we're not trusting.
No, we're not going to trust. I think we should keep an eye out on this whole thing. So we should have, somebody here looking out at all times and the rest of us in nearby running distance in case something bad happens.
Can everyone make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh, Jesus. $25.
Mod 20.
Mm,
11.
9.
Continue.
Does anybody feel anything or no?
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't
Okay.
know. Well,
All right.
I think, what was it? The woman that's with us right now, Desi?
Desi.
Wasn't she the one that also knocked out Magnus?
Tactics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucker punched. Sucker
Yeah.
punched.
Sucker punched with fire. Fire magic.
But
Thanks for another sub, Tickler.
hey, Tickler, what's up, dude? But I do think we should. I mean, really, if we've learned anything from our previous experience, we should just tie up everybody. That should be the rule, because we have no idea what's going on or who to trust.
I'd like to look at Desi and see if she still looks like she's trying to control the artifact. Like, does it look like she's having to make an effort to do something?
She looks dejected and defeated right now. You can't like see magic. You might want to ask one of your magic users to check.
Okay, so I'm still telepathic messaging. I'm gonna be like, hey guys, does it look like she's still having to put effort into controlling this thing? Is there any kind of magic-y stream going from her forehead to the artifact or anything?
I'll
To roll
use,
Arcana. Or a detect magic.
detect magic.
Okay. You look, there is still a kind of like tie of artifact-ish magic between them, but it looks much weaker than you might have previously seen. It looks
Okay.
very faint.
I'm feeling really drawn to this thing,
To wait till what thing?
to the pawn.
Gosh.
No, don't touch my pawn.
Maybe we should
Oh,
take.
no.
Maybe we should take
I
Aravir
feel
to
I
the
really
spa.
want it.
Hey, do you
No.
want that or the spa more?
Don't touch my pawn. I start like
My
I
head
get
is
in
just.
a little bit of a
I'm getting visions of power and
So,
radiance.
how are you guys feeling? All of a sudden, you kind of seem like you want that pawn. Don't we
Tempest
want to
says
do
we should
the?
get them out of here immediately.
Yeah.
All right,
I think so.
everybody up the stairs, and I start to shoo everybody up the stairs, including
No.
Desi.
Little orange cat, go on.
Yeah, everybody up. Shoo, get out
No.
of here.
no. I'm staying with this pawn.
I
I don't think you understand. You know how freaking wealthy we can get with this thing?
All right, I start to pull Magnus
I
up
resist.
the stairs.
Strength contest, please.
Oh, jeez.
Aravir, what are you doing?
I'm just feeling really conflicted and like I look like an internal struggle.
16.
6.
All right, you very handily just like kick the back
No.
of Magnus's knees and start dragging him away.
Lift him up
But
with one hand.
You don't understand.
I
We
know
get
we
so
could
much
get
money
real.
from this.
We might,
Oh,
or we maybe go to the spa.
screw the spa.
Tempest places
3
his
months,
hand
3
on
months,
Aravir's
3
shoulder
months.
and kind of like takes your hand and like starts guiding you away. But both Magnus and Aravir, like it's you really want that thing. Like it's irresistible. It's like that's what you
Do I gotta drag 2 people out of here? Because I will.
Tempe,
I'm aggressively trying to run back.
we could give
I'm like
so
a cat
much
with a-
truth from this. That I don't think you understand.
Barry, grab her.
He's like, I don't, but it's something that we have to decide as a team.
I got something better for this. Can I just
try,
use
like,
dispel
pull
magic on
away.
both of them?
Yes. Let me check the rules.
I'm like dragging Magnus up the stairs.
Yeah,
and
you're-
he's flailing like a madman.
He is, but you, with the strength contest, you are holding him back without a problem.
Does Tempe escort me?
He is attempting to, and I need you to make it another wisdom saving throw, Aravir.
Okay.
And, Biren. Can
15.
Okay. Can you make an ability check using your spellcasting ability?
Like my modifier?
Yeah, like what you would add to an attack.
25.
Very nice. Okay, both Aravir and Magnus start to feel the kind of insatiable draw of that artifact die down a little bit. It simmers down. It's not gone. But you are kind of returning to your senses a little bit and understanding that, like, I want it, but there's a reason I want it.
The pawn is drawing you guys. We need to leave now.
And Tempest also succeeded in his charm person on Aravir.
Oh, he charmed the charm out of her.
So Aravir, you are now more willing to be escorted away. What are you doing with the two unconscious?
I have a thing about against being charmed.
Oh yeah.
She
Roll,
does.
roll again then. Was it higher than a 16?
Nope.
Okay, you're fine. You're still charmed. What are you doing with the 2 unconscious wardens and Desi?
Okay, so
I'm gonna use my 8-foot frame to lift them all up underneath my arms like barrels.
they're strong.
I need you to make a strength check for that.
13.
You can carry one of them.
You should probably carry Desi, and I'll go back down for the other 2 once we get these guys up out
The
of here.
3-foot cat.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
cool.
I'll do that.
All right. So you kind of just pick up Desi. She doesn't really resist or anything. You can tell that she's using what very, very, very little power she has left to kind of keep the artifact in check. She just casted for 8 straight hours to maintain that portal, so she doesn't have much juice left. And where are you taking everyone?
I think just up out of the cellar, because last time we came out of the cellar, it seemed to diminish greatly. So I think just into the kitchen or whatever room it is above.
Okay, that's where you drop everyone off. Magnus and Erebir, both apart from Erebir just thinking Tempest is a really nice guy. Both kind of like return to your senses.
Oh, dude,
Man, you're a kicker, ain't ya?
I mean, you understand? It gave me. I had visions of just gold and power and wealth, and it's almost like it knew exactly what to draw me into.
I mean, that makes sense, right? It seems like this whole town kind of does that with whoever comes in.
It felt so real though.
I put my head on Tempest's shoulder.
You just like pat your head.
I'm gonna move down the stairs and grab the 2 injured wardens and bring them up.
Can you make one more wisdom save?
18.
Okay. You go down there and look over at the pawn, and kind of like the end of your tail goes like with interest.
I slap it away. I'm like, no, stop that.
And you definitely feel like if this were in your power, you could do anything and get anything. But you're also wise enough to know that like this thing is having an effect on you. So you grab them and get out.
Yeah.
When you
Under each arm, which is basically just like I have them both in a headlock and I'm dragging them up the stairs.
yeah, it thonk 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 thonk. They're probably getting further concussed. And as you're leaving the basement, that kind of like want fades, but the memory of it, kind of like that sensation of limitless power, that like you remember it.
Wow, you guys are right. That was a real nice dream. But just a dream. And I sit the 2 up and I'm gonna look over them and try and make sure they're as stable as they can be. Be like, okay guys, what are we doing here? Who's gonna be in charge of watching Desi and who's going to the spa?
Well, I don't want to go to the spa, but
Can you trust yourself to not go down there and
Probably-
take that thing?
definitely are fine. I'm totally fine here.
Fortunately, I don't think any of us are safe with this thing. We cannot be near it. I mean, the draw is so strong, and the desire for the power, and
How bad does the draw feel up here? Is it something like how, if you got a sense of it, how long do you think you could stay up here before it'd be like, okay, I gotta go down there?
It probably grows worse with time, but up here you don't feel like it's more like when it's within your line of sight, is how you kind of gather it. You're not immune up here, you think, and with a lot of time you probably would want to go down there, but for a couple hours you'll probably be okay if you wanted to like work in shifts or something.
Do we want to do 2-hour shifts?
I think that would
I'm
be
okay
good.
with that.
Also
maybe-
note that Desi's really weak right now. If she
Yeah, I'd like
recovers.
to. So I think what we should do with her. Let me do this in character. Hey guys, I think we should tie Desi up, make sure she doesn't get sick so she can maintain this thing, make sure she's comfy, but also probably gag her and, put her in a comfy chair. but still tired in the chair. What do you think?
Swaddle her.
For
That's
all
that's
of
what
the
I've been
days
saying.
until the wardens get here?
Bathroom breaks
It's a
are
little
fine.
inhumane.
I mean, I have been trying to bake. I mean, maybe she likes pies.
You
They
can
have a
bake her a
kitchen
pie.
here.
We're in the kitchen. You can bake pies while you
Why
watch
don't
her.
we just move her to the tavern?
Do you think I mean, I guess she does go around town maintaining this thing. We could move her to the tavern.
I would rather be at the tavern anyway.
To the
As long
tavern,
as you're
then.
sure that no one else will enter here and look for anything.
Okay. I mean, we can do that.
Didn't
Any-
the warden say not to let it out of our sight? Maybe we should take shifts.
Ooh, yeah, maybe
At the
somebody should
house.
just stay here. So
Like,
one person
2 hour
watching Desi,
shifts.
one person watching this thing.
I mean, we can also, if it's in the basement, I mean, do we want to wait outside of the house so we're not, guard the house, not.
How many entrances are there to the house?
There's a front door
Man, so
Um,
many.
and a few windows.
No back door.
No
I
back
mean,
door.
Magnus broken.
Yeah,
Hey.
Wait, doesn't Tempe have some kind of thing that he
Allegedly.
can set up where we know if somebody walks in?
maybe. Let me check.
Pretty
Also,
sure I have something too.
it's a basement, so it's a trap door, so we can actually hide this pretty well too. For people that come by, I'm sure we could put a really nice rug over it,
I mean,
or
then
something.
again, the
If they walk on the
artifact,
rug, it sets on fire.
Mm-hmm.
the artifact did pull on all of us. Who knows if it gets, stronger and starts to pull somebody passing by like, oh, it's such a pretty thing down there. I feel really drawn to this basement kind of deal. We don't really know what it can do.
Can you? You're not able to hide, or like you crazy magic people cast like invisibility on stuff and turn stuff invisible, are you?
No.
To answer your question about Tempest, he has Glyph of Warding, which can leave an explosive rune or store a spell that he knows.
I vote that one.
We want to explode whoever walks in.
We should put a warning on
Yeah.
the door, and then we put this right in the front door.
Similar to
It's
Warner
their own
worked
fault.
Well,
real good for you, Max.
So you actually don't have to do an explosive rune. You can also do a spell glyph.
You can store a spell in there, and
Mhm.
you can
I
attach
have this as well.
conditions to So like you can say if you guys would be immune from it and stuff like that.
We could do like sleep or something like that, or charm.
Well, that's what was
Sleep's
on.
a good one.
That's what was on it before when Magnus came in here and got suggested out.
I heard it works really well, even
You
on
know what,
strong,
guys?
even on strong minds.
I will just be the one to watch the house. I'm fine. I can cook some bugs. Can figure it out. But I don't think we should leave this thing unattended.
Maybe Barry, you could summon a duplicate and just have him sit up front.
There's a range on that if you go too
Yeah,
far.
let me see actually though.
I could also put. I have Russell.
How far is the tavern?
I could put Russell in the front and alert.
It's gonna take about 5 days for wardens to get here, so it's not like a one shift thing.
But we don't know how long it'll take them in this time.
That's true. You
So
know,
we
the
could be here
outside
for
takes-
5 hours. We could be here for a month. We don't know. I think we need a system. We don't know how long this is going
Hey.
to take.
Desi, what happens if somebody touches the rune, or the poon,
The pawn.
pawn, whatever?
She's struggling to speak right now, but she says, "Not even I go near it. It can take over your mind."
So let's not touch it, Magnus.
Yeah, I don't think any of us should be downstairs with it.
I'm just talking about relocating it.
Oh,
I think we leave it where it is.
I could cast the glyph, and it could open up Dr. Ink. Could I program it to aggressively ward off people?
Could we put the pawn in Dr. Ink and have Dr. Ink carry it?
well, I don't think we should move the pawn.
You guys do remember that you have moved another artifact before.
And it almost killed us.
Oh, with the
And it
napkin.
sucked.
No, not with the napkin. That was
Oh.
it was with like a blanket or a coat or something.
It was
the
basically a
napkin
big
was a
napkin.
gem. Someone just asked something about a glyph, and I was checking, and I can't remember what the question was.
Could I put Dr. Ink as a spell into the glyph, and if someone triggers the glyph, Dr. Ink shows up and will pick a fight?
Let me see. Continue talking while I check.
I can also have Russell, because he's been hiding this whole time, my crow, alert if anybody comes on in. Keep him inside.
I mean,
I think I'm just gonna stay here. It's a nice house. There's a lot of bugs outside. Figure it out.
Yeah, but if we're doing shifts, right?
No, I'm saying I don't need to do. I mean, I guess somebody needs to come here so I can sleep. But
Right.
I'm cool
But
staying here during the day.
yeah, but at some point, if what Desi's saying is true, that it's just getting stronger as it goes farther, at some point you're gonna want it.
Desi, how do you manage staying at home, like living at home?
I only go out for a couple hours at a time, and I've been training with this object for years.
Dang. Okay, I guess alarm system's probably the best thing we got then. I mean,
wish we
nobody
had-
else in town
If
knows about this,
she
right?
only leaves for a couple hours at a time, can we take her away to the tavern? Or does she need to stay here?
You don't know how things have changed now that the Fae is no longer in the artifact.
Well, she's still holding it with very limited magic currently. So if she's this weak and still maintaining it, and I get that we still have a draw, but if she's still able to maintain it, it's definitely gotten weaker.
What if I were to use the glyph, and then if the glyph goes off, which I'm pretty sure I get notified if it does. I feel like it does, right? Yeah?
I think so. Yeah,
I feel like it might.
totally does.
Right.
You see Poofers rummaging through the cabinets for cans.
Well, where I'm going
We
with
can
this is,
set up a trap.
if we set up a trap or surveillance, or if we use Russell, the crow, I can use Dimension Door within 500 feet to bring me and one other person over there. So we can get to the house pretty quickly.
It does not say that you are alerted. However, if you had someone keep, like Russell, keeping watch, and you showed him where the glyph was, and he was smart enough to understand this, he could go trigger the glyph.
If only we had somebody that could speak crow.
If only that was a
emptying
foolproof plan.
Canned contents into a
Well,
sink.
also, couldn't we have Russell watch the house, and if someone starts trying to break into the house, Russell just needs to swoop on over and wake us up, and then I can just Dimension Door two of us over. Technically,
I can
four
also
of us.
Dimension Door us over.
Mhm.
Yeah. God, wish Troy was here. You could really use a bear guard right now.
Poofers begins to stack cans behind the front door in a pyramid shape.
Hoovers, we're gonna need to leave out the front door.
No. Okay, everybody, come here. Watch. I have the perfect security system. And I open the front door, and all the cans clatter to the ground. See, we could tell exactly when somebody goes through the door. So
The tree
loud.
falls in a forest and there's no one around to hear it. Doesn't make any sound.
Whoa.
Didn't think that one through.
So, Russell, Dimension Door?
I think so.
All right. We can go with your plan.
We'll put Russell on the top of the house, doing 360s every once in a while. And
Okay, probably board up the windows somehow too.
Yeah, and if I think that's a good call. And if we get alerted, he can come get us at the tavern.
Yeah, I don't think it's a very big town, so it's probably not too far.
Yeah.
What are you doing with Desi?
We're gonna take her with us.
Oh, she's coming with us.
All right. So with that, you guys give instructions to Russell. I assume Buren is explaining them to a 1-year-old.
Yep.
Rob! Watch out, Rob!
All right. He ruffles his feathers a little bit, and as far as you can tell, seems to understand. But he's also a bird, so who knows?
Ruffle your feathers if you understand.
Just. So you guys go back to the tavern. Desi does not resist. She is barely staying awake.
We'd like to gag her as well. Although carrying her to
No.
the tavern.
How
Well, we
about
should.
heal her also? Does that help?
She's not hurt. She's just exhausted.
We need to bring
Okay.
Roxy and Uri with us and
Oh
get
crap!
them some medical help.
Maybe we
forgot
should
about the
actually
dead-
take them
close
to
to dead
Desi's
people.
place for healing.
We're
She's got a bunch of Healy stuff.
at
You're there.
Desi's place, so
No, her shop.
That's where you are.
Oh, her shop and her house are the same place.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Can we find something in the front of the shop to help these wardens?
It looks like she had given you the last of her healing potions. They have been stabilized, and once Tempest gets his spell slots back, he'll heal them.
We should
Okay.
probably sneak these 3 incapacitated people into the cavern.
They don't look like they're in critical condition, but everyone in town does know that they left 6 months ago.
We might want to disguise them as some poor drunk people.
Ooh, can
this guy's kid at Agnes.
we need some? We need some sunglasses, a hat.
I ruffled through Dizzy's wardrobe, see what I can find. And then I think Magnus should have a disguise kit as a robe.
I
And
very
we have
much
a
do.
bag that we can pull random stuff out of.
There's various lady outfits that will fit Roxy, but not the half orc. So you can dress
I want
Roxy
disguise
up
the
if you
half
want.
orc.
Alright, are you just putting it over his armor, or are you committing to this?
I think we should have Barry go invisible behind him,
And
then just
puppeteer
have,
him.
and just have the half orc walk like this. I think that's probably our best bet.
Okay, and I'll also just
We still need to disguise him.
you know
Just saying.
we could just what's I keep forgetting the term for my stealth checks. Like we can get real stealthy here, so I don't think
Pass
too
without a
many people.
trace.
Could we just leave him here?
What? Well, they might fall under the influence of the thing too.
They're unconscious
For
Wow.
now.
till we heal them.
Yeah, but then they're gonna wake up and go into the basement.
They can wake
It's
up
just
without healing.
stealth.
They're just hurt still.
What time of day is it?
Sunset.
We could wait until nighttime and sneak into the tavern.
Nighttime, pass without a trace. I mean,
Sounds like
if
a
you
pretty
want to
good
dress
call.
them up like girls, I'm not gonna judge, but
Are any of our tavern rooms, do they have like a window that we could kind of climb into?
Yeah, but they're on the second story.
Be fine climbing up to a second story with
Only
three
the
bodies.
person with the grappling hook was here.
Oh, this is when we really need a bear and a grappling hook.
Where's Troy?
It better be.
Always. Oh,
Shit.
I
I
know.
hope he's
I'd like
alright.
to look around her house for a ladder.
I don't think she
She have
would
like a tool
one.
shed.
No.
No home maintenance. She never has to do any maintenance.
She lives
on
in
her
a
shop.
one-story home.
It has a roof.
No, she
Here.
doesn't own a ladder.
What we can do is wait till night. We can go in the tavern, and
Someone can just walk in the tavern and drop a rope out your window.
I was thinking that, or we can
So smart.
obviously make a big, grand entrance and get all eyes on Barry or Poofers, and then we just walk up when all the.
Do we want to do the rope or the distraction? I'm good with both. I could be very
It's gonna be
distracted.
hard to
How
carry.
much
a
does
bunch of people
Poofers
on rope.
weigh?
About
pounds,
30 to
isn't it?
40 pounds.
Never mind.
Barry could probably throw you up there too.
True. Also, the unconscious wardens, they're our comrades. It's not really unusual if we're carrying our hurt comrades.
No, but
But it
people
is-
know that they left 6 months ago. That's the thing.
Well, we
And
found
people are going to be asking how
Help.
they got hurt.
We don't
What?
want to draw any attention.
Okay.
Let's sneak them in. Let's have one person go up to the room, drop a rope, and sneak them in.
All right, so we're gonna carry up an unconscious half orc up a rope.
Well, yeah, it's only the second story. I can lean out and Barry can pass him up. Be fine.
Sounds good to me.
Or we could tie them to the rope and like pull the rope up. We could make a pulley system. There's a lot of things we could do.
You guys have a lot of respect for your colleagues.
They're unconscious. It's fine.
They wake up like midway being pulled up.
At least we saved them.
Yeah, a little gratitude there, Mr. Unconscious. Okay. So let's do the rope thing back to the tavern. Who wants to go in and drop the rope out of the window?
How
I'll
are
do
you
it.
getting Desi up there? Are you also gonna?
Desi's
haul her
going up the rope too.
She's going up the rope.
All right. I'm not gonna make you roll to drop a rope out the window because you can just walk up to your room. But I do want stealth checks from everyone who are trying to
Yeah, we have to
smuggle
move them
3
to the
bodies.
back of the tavern.
Well, do we have pass without a trace? We have pass without a trace, right?
Yeah, it's plus 10, but you can still fail.
Okay.
Roll 1.
I only got a 39.
Shit.
23.
I'm going through the window, so my roll doesn't count.
A
You do have to
39.
get over there.
Fine, 19.
We get
Oh
to
no,
add
wait, it's
10.
higher. My stealth is higher. It's 21.
Yeah, I didn't even include that.
Oh,
All right.
it's 21 and then plus pass without a trace.
Okay, so you guys wait till nightfall. You're starting to get uncomfortable in this room, but thankfully, darkness comes. Erebir heads out a few minutes early to go make the preparations, and the rest of you are not so gracefully dragging 3 people across the city, but you're doing it quietly.
Just slow and steady. It's fine.
It's a slow and steady process. It takes you a while, Erebir. You start to get bored as
I'll
you're
carry
waiting.
Roxy.
Okay. So who's carrying the half orc?
Perf. I'll carry the half orc.
Oh god.
It'll
No,
be
no,
fine.
I was actually doing the thing. I was doing the like I'm invisible and I'm kind of like strapped to his arms and legs.
All right, fine. All right, then I don't need a stealth from you. I need a performance.
Oh no. Let's
Sure,
just stealth.
fuck it.
No,
Sure,
just carry it.
sure. 8.
Oh my god. Weekend at Bernie's.
So, the few times you have to cross the streets with these bodies, Poofers and Magnus like slip by between all the crowd, and then you hear clunk, 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 clunk as this guy like runs into people, like flips over, and then goes into an
Oh,
alleyway.
excuse me,
Good-
sir.
Good thing everybody's super nice here and nobody cares.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, no problem. But then they like look at each other confused, like, does it look familiar to you? And then the next time you two cross the street deftly, and then it's a clunk, 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 like, oh, excuse me. You make it there, but it's not graceful, and people are confused about this stranger who keeps running into people.
Sweet.
All right.
All right, so I guess we'll. Erebir, throw. Oh, I guess you're down there. Throw down the rope.
Throw up. Yeah.
I throw the window out the rope out the window.
Okay. You guys, between 5 of you, I'd hope would be able to get this to work, so I'm not going to require rolls.
Barry, come help me pull him up.
Yeah, so you get everyone up in the room. With that, you're all in the room. And Russell is watching the house. It's night. You don't know how long this is going to take. Is there anything you want to do, or you want to just wait and see what happens at this point?
I want to make sure that Desi's kind of like locked down. We know that she can't cast any spells at us, etc.
Okay.
But she's
Um,
comfortable. I don't want to like torture her or anything.
Yeah, so you can have Tempest keep like a constant eye on her to watch her spell casting.
Yep.
Because unless you find her and gag her, she will be able to cast spells. But he will keep watch and alert you and or counter spell if he needs to.
I would like Poofers telepathically to explain to all of us her friend and the instructions on how to give him the box.
Okay. So, everybody sit down. I guess I owe you guys. I mean, we've been traveling together for what? How many months? How many months has it been? Almighty.
Do you want me to check the calendar? It's been like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, that's long enough. That's most of my life. I'm not very old. Anyway. So, as you guys know, I was raised in the mountains. When I was really little, my papa found me in the snow. And I don't know where my quote-quote real parents are, but my papa and his Goliath tribe raised me. And he works a little bit, I mean, I didn't know because that's what I grew up in, but he works a little bit differently than a lot of the other Goliaths. I learned that later. He didn't really do the whole let's go raid and pillage kind of nomadic thing. He actually had a village and he liked to do things kind of more like the people down here do. And, you know, he brought me up with that. And we were still very Goliath-y. Like I had to do all the trials and the combat training and all, you know, that cool stuff. But there was a guy there who always disagreed with him, and they got into fights a lot, but it was never too big of a deal. My papa was the biggest and the strongest, so, you know, whatever. But one night, it was actually the night before I was supposed to take my combat trial into adulthood, my papa woke me up in the middle of the night, and there was fire outside the house, and he gave me my sword and told me to leave, and I just ran into the snow because I was scared. I had never seen him like that before, and I hid until morning, and I heard people screaming and fire, and then when time the morning came, I went back and everybody was dead. My papa was gone, and I'm sure he was one of the bodies. I mean, I can't be sure, but he wouldn't have left everybody, so I was kind of lost after that for a while. I just had my sword, and that's why I like it so much. And I kind of wandered down the mountain. I don't know how long I walked for. I didn't eat much, and I just kind of reached a road, and I don't remember anything after that. And when I woke up, I was in the back of a cart. My sword was next to me, and some guy in a big, cool-looking black hat was driving the cart. And that was my friend Cross. And he and I stuck together for a while. He liked me all right. I mean, I was his best friend and he was my best friend, but he didn't talk a whole lot, but he sure taught me a lot of things. I mean, he taught me how to read and write Common because I didn't know that before. That's why I speak Giant. He taught me how to read and write Infernal because he was always doing that kind of stuff, you know, trying to figure out more about all the other realms and doing lots of research. And I don't exactly know what he was trying to accomplish, but man, he was good at it. He was real powerful. Anytime we had a problem, boom, fire, gone, no problem. We didn't really go into towns a whole lot, which is probably why I'm not very good at dealing with people and like to kick into doors a lot, which my newfound intelligence tells me. But anyway, we traveled together for a long time, and he taught me everything that I know, and he protected me the whole time. And then one day, he woke me up, and he told me to leave. And he didn't say why, but he told me how I could keep talking to him, which is to write my letters. And I had to leave, and I haven't seen him since. I found out later, you know, from the wardens that he's actually called the Herald of Flame, and he knows a lot about the world, and you can't find a whole lot of information on him, which makes sense because he doesn't like a lot of people knowing stuff about him. But I know that everything that he was trying to do is trying to battle all the bad stuff that was starting to happen in the world. And he's not a very outwardly nice person, but he did save my life and raise me and, you know, teach me, well, raise me after my papa, but teach me how to survive in this world. And I think he's somebody that we should trust. He's somebody that I trust. So.
How did he want you to contact him for the Fae, and what do we
For the Fae?
have to do?
Oh, I'm supposed to send that in a letter to Nyosi. But it probably won't get to Nyosi. But that's how I'm supposed to send it. Mm-hmm.
Like send the package?
Send the package. Mail it off with the post.
That doesn't seem very responsible.
It doesn't seem very secure, but I guarantee you it is, because he's a very secretive guy, and I know that he wants this thing. He was telling me that, you know, because I asked the same thing. I'm like, do you know Nyosi? He's like, just don't worry about it. Just send me the package. It'll get to him. Don't worry. He's got it under control.
moves closer to Poofers and gives her a hug and says, if you trust him, I'm gonna trust you.
He's a good guy. I know he is.
Then what how do you talk to him now? I know you write him letters, but how does he talk back?
So, very funny. I actually just heard from him like a couple days ago before we did this. He has actually not written back to me since I started writing to him after he told me to leave. But one time after Exeter, I actually did hear from him, and that's when I got the first rune on my sword. And that was through a letter that floated to me on the wind with a bunch of spark. And then this time he actually talked to me through a candle. And we had a nice conversation, and I told him that I missed him and asked him all sorts of questions about the Fae and the Wardens, and he told me what I told you. And there we go.
What does he want to figure out about the world? Like,
That's a long, complicated story that I don't even really understand, but he seemed to be investigating a lot of the stuff that the Wardens are doing now. But I think that, I think what might be kind of a good idea with this is if we send him a bunch of questions that we have for the Fae with the Fae, and then maybe he can get that information out of her and give it to us, because we helped him out, he'll help us out. He's a very honorable kind of guy.
I mean, I believe he's super strong. Does anybody else have no problems sending a super powerful Fae that's in a box to the post?
He did make the box.
No, I get it. I'm not saying he's not insanely strong from what you're saying, but I'm just saying, what if the post person dies or has
the post person won't die. Trust me. He has this 100% locked down. The box will get to him. I guarantee you. I write him letters and I throw them in a candle and he gets them. He'll get the box.
Is that
So
service? You're
I'm
gonna
the
light
only
box
one
on
that
fire?
feels this way. Yeah, nobody. Can we just light the box on fire? That's a great point. That's a great point.
That is definitely not what he told me to do. And if he wanted it that way, I would have done it that way.
Makes sense.
So
I
nobody else
think
is-
that in these very strange times that we're in, I think we need as many friends as we can. And as much as we've been wardens for a couple adventures, we were all trying to figure out our problems before the wardens. I don't think there's a problem with letting the Herald of Flame deal with a Fae.
We also traveled a whole lot. I mean, I don't think it would be strange if he himself had some information about the stuff that we're trying to solve. And now that he's contacted me back, he might be more receptive to that kind of stuff. Like Barry, he might know what happened to your forest. He's been all over the place. He knows all about this kind of stuff.
That's what I'm hoping. Side note, DM, would I have heard of the Herald of Flame?
Roll a history check.
Also, is it something I might have learned in my studies?
12.
If Erica studied at a formal school, she didn't travel and study, and there would have been no records of this in your life library. What did you roll? Okay.
A very, very strong 12.
You may have heard the name in passing, but you would not know anything about him.
Gotcha.
You might have been like, oh, I feel like I've heard that name somewhere.
So
I'm gonna write some letters.
just so we're clear, everybody's okay with sending the Fae in the post. Nobody else has objections about this or any concern at all. The Tiefling Rogue is the only one concerned right now about sending this out.
Look.
The tiefling
he
rogue,
has
does it
the
matter that
power-
you're a tiefling?
Yeah, we gotta bring race into it. If he has the power to make the box to trap the Fae, and he tells me to send it in the post, it's not going to be regular post. He knows exactly how it's going to get to him. I really trust him with this. I don't think it's going to be a problem, or that he would risk giving it to Joe the postman, who might run off and die.
If he wanted it so bad and he's that powerful, he could have just got it himself, right?
He's a real busy guy, and I don't even think he's around here. I have no idea where he is. He might be down the street, but I really don't think so. Plus, if you
can I
had a
roll
real
to see if
good,
he's down the street?
if you had a real good friend who was at let's say the store, and you don't want to go to the store, and you're like, hey man, can you pick up some eggs for me? Wouldn't you ask? Wouldn't you ask if you needed eggs and your friend was at the store?
I don't know if that analogy works in this current situation, but I do understand what you were trying to say. All right.
So, if nobody has any objections, do we have questions that we want to ask? I can write it all down on a piece of paper and tie it up nice in the box.
Yes, I have questions I would like answered.
Do we want to do this over text RP so you guys can write out what you want me to send? And then
Let's have a doc going, maybe.
Okay,
Okay.
that's cleaner.
Sure.
Let's do it that way.
okay. So I'll start a doc after the session and you guys can write in questions that you have.
Anything else you want to discuss?
Was there anything
Who's
else?
keeping first watch?
I'm fine keeping watch. Can somebody bring me a couple bugs still?
Yeah, where's your bag?
I'm out. I'm out of bugs. This is a very clean city. I haven't found any bugs.
I'll go look for some bugs downstairs, and
Alright.
then I'll take the watch after for 4 hours.
So, since we're done with all the exposition and everything, I will tell you what happens over the time until the wardens arrive. Roxy and Yuri was his name, right?
That sounds right.
Roxy and Yuri both wake up the following day. They don't seem to remember much other than there was an artifact and there was a Fey and they got hurt real bad. If you ask them questions, they just don't know. They don't have any more information than you have. They'll tell you the same story that Desi told you, which is essentially they came here to investigate, agreed to go into the artifact, and got their butts handed to them. After about 2 weeks, you guys rotate shifts. You get a little bit of a vacation.
A long ass time.
Yeah, you get a little bit of vacation as you can go and experience the town's amenities. The wardens do arrive. It is Victoria herself.
Oh shit.
Dante is here, and a small team of high-level magicians and warriors. Further, you notice over the 2 weeks, which, by the way, you can text RP anything you want to do if you have anything during these 2 weeks. During the 2 weeks, the town gets less creepily peppy, and they're still happy and content, but there's you'll walk outside and someone will be having a bad day. It looks like it's returning a lot more to normal. So anyways, 2 weeks pass and a warden task force arrives. The first place they go is the tavern, because they assume that's where you're staying. The tavern
They
/
know
inn.
us well.
They know us very well.
Walk in, demand of the innkeep where the other warden's staying, and meet with you in your room where you have Roxy, Yuri, and Desi. In addition to all of you, there are 15 people in this room. And Victoria demands, where's the artifact? Who's
Oh
this?
God, Victoria's here. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
they said, that's what she said. They said Victoria, they said Dante, they said everybody.
She.
Okay. Hello. The artifact is in the basement, but I really think
Incorrect.
you should hear
The imitation.
the imitation artifact, but I really think you should hear out Desi on not uniting it with the other artifacts, because it sounds like some real bad stuff could happen.
Is
Real quick.
that Desi? And she points to Desi, who's sitting in a chair
Yeah,
with her wrist down.
that's Desi right there.
And she was
Sure.
harboring the artifact?
During this 2-week stay, has Desi been trying to still maintain the artifact? Has she been doing anything?
She's been under very careful watch.
Right.
She looks, so if you had watched her closely, any magic users would have seen that she has been maintaining a connection that has been growing in strength up to kind of like a cap, where it's like a maintenance cap kind of deal. She's been maintaining the artifact. She has very discreetly looked for a way to get away from you guys, but because you created such a careful watch around her, kind of gave up on that after a week or so, and it's just been kind of quiet. But yeah, Victoria says she was harboring the artifact. She was harboring the artifact.
She
Well,
was
harboring is an interesting
protecting
word.
the town from this imitation artifact's consequences.
Yeah, I mean, you go down there and you really want that artifact. You can ask Magnus and Erebir. It's got some weird kind of mental hold that it does on you that she seems to be able to control a little bit.
Luckily, Dante can resist that as well. He's quite well versed in the artifacts. She looks around the room, asks for the report again, and I'm assuming you guys tell her exactly what we discussed, so we don't have to do it all again.
Yeah.
Crosses her arms and says, all right, well, it's in the basement of our home. You want us to listen to her arguments as to why to not reunite it. We didn't bring any with us, so there's no immediate danger. You don't have to worry about that. We'll take care of it from here. You're free to return to base. I will follow you in a few weeks. Hopefully.
It's all right. I'd like to continue educating myself on this artifact if we can come down with you guys.
Educating.
I don't think that'll be necessary. We're just going to basically secure it for now and look it over and see if these claims of imminent chaos, should they be reunited, actually have any merit.
I kind of like mildly speak over to Max. I know you want to give it a kiss goodbye. Let's get out of here though.
Oh, I assume we give them the books, too.
She will tell you to bring those back to the
Okay.
headquarters.
Should we give them to Imby?
Sure, Ambrose or whoever. There's lots of researchers there. With that, you guys are dismissed. I will send a message back to Redcliffe regarding any further assignments as well as your compensation. You're free to return there now if you want. If you're curious, you've been gone in the real world about 6 days.
That's it.
Oh, wow. All right.
Did we have to spend money on the tavern and stuff like that?
Yeah, but it's negligible. I don't feel like doing it.
I feel like Victoria should cover it before
Sure,
they
that's
leave.
fine. We'll have Victoria cover as a business expense.
Put it
I
on the
would
Turn your
like
books.
invoices
a
in.
telepathic message Desi before we go, saying, goodbye and I wish her the best.
She just kind of gives you a mix of a dirty and betrayed look. But you are all dismissed. And before you go, one of the wardens who showed up turns and says, "Oh, hey, we heard there was some guy looking to meet up with you, another warden on the road. He said to stop by the city on your way."
Hold on,
Hands
what
you
city?
a note that says, I think it called it Don Burton or something like that.
Dombert.
Dombert.
Another. Hold on, wait. What
Which
did he look
warden?
like?
He was a half elf, orange hair.
Beard?
I think so.
Looks like he would have a bear as a pet.
I don't know how to answer that.
Can't stop talking about bears.
All right, guys, let's go.
I tell Roxy and the half orc, are they coming with us?
Some of the other wardens who are more trained in medical whatevers will be taking care of them and then transporting them away. So
Alright.
you guys are essentially dismissed from this mission at this point.
What about the
I let
body?
Roxy and half orc know, like, hey, since you guys owe us a life debt, don't worry about it. We'll collect it later, and just walk out.
They both look at you horribly confused.
There's an issue
You're
of a
welcome.
reward.
There was an issue of payment.
She said she would send a note back to Redcliffe about your compensation, so you'll get paid when you get
Cool.
back.
Cool.
I could do that for money.
All right. So Don Burton is fairly close to Exil Luntier, and you're able to get there in just over a day of travel.
Oh, let me tell you, we can get there in like 3 seconds. And we're there.
Okay, so you're there. You meet up at the inn, and we'll reunite with Troy after a break. Maybe.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds
that
good.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll be right back.
Hold tight. Hold tight. If you wanna make this feeling stay, hold tight. Hold tight. Don't let this moment fade away. Hold tight. Now tears gonna stay. Everybody gets the chance someday. All at once at last you think you've got it made. Not a word that anyone can say that can change the way you feel. 'Cause you know that love is real. You can choose with whom you fall in love. Anybody, any moment, anywhere. 'Cause no matter who you choose, there's a chance that you might lose. Gonna try, and that's the best that I can do. Hold tight. If you wanna make this feeling stay, hold tight. Hold tight. Don't let this moment fade away. Hold tight. Now tears gonna stay. Hold tight. If you wanna make this feeling stay, hold tight. Hold tight. Don't let this moment fade away. Hold tight. Now tears gonna stay. You can do just anything you want. You can help yourself to anything that's mine. Take it easy when there's no one else. Got to get it right this time. Gonna try to make love shine. Everybody gets the chance someday. You just take it when the moment comes along. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do when you find the eyes of love are set on you. Hold tight. If you wanna make this feeling stay, hold tight. Hold tight. Don't let this moment fade away. Hold tight. Now tears gonna stay. Now's the moment of a lifetime, and it's here for you. Come on, baby, it's time to make a place now. Everybody got to let us through. Got a dream to catch tonight, it might come true. Hold tight. can change the way you feel. Cause you know that love is real. You can choose with whom you fall in love. Anybody, any moment, anywhere. Cause no matter who you choose, there's a chance that you might lose. Gonna try, and that's the best that I can do. Hold tight. If you wanna make this feeling stay, hold tight. Hold tight. Don't let this moment fade away. Hold tight. Now tears gonna stay. Hold tight. If you wanna make this feeling stay, hold tight. Hold tight. Don't let this moment fade away. Hold tight. Now tears gonna stay. You can do just anything you want. You can help yourself to anything that's mine. Take it easy when there's no one else. Got to get it right this time. Gonna try to make love shine. Everybody gets the chance someday. You just take it when the moment comes along. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do when you find the eyes of love are set on you. Hold tight. If you wanna make this feeling stay, hold tight. Hold tight. Don't let this moment fade away. Hold tight. Now tears gonna stay. Now's the moment of a lifetime, and it's here for you. Come on, baby, it's time to make a place now, everybody. Got to let us through. Got a dream to catch tonight, it might come true. Hold tight. Hold tight. If you wanna make this feeling stay, hold tight. Hold tight. Don't let this moment fade away. Hold tight. Now tears gonna stay. Hold tight. Hold tight. Hold tight. If you wanna make this feeling stay, hold tight. Hold tight. Don't let this moment fade away. Hold tight. Now tears gonna stay. Everybody gets the chance someday. All at once at last you think you've got it made. Not a word that anyone can say that can change the way you feel. Cause you know that love is real. You can choose with whom you fall in love. Anybody, any moment, anywhere. Cause no matter who you choose, there's a chance that you might lose. Gonna try, and that's the best that I can do. Hold tight. If you wanna make this feeling stay, hold tight.
Welcome back. We're back. So we're gonna go ahead and reunite our party after many times past. Different, like in game versus out of game. So our main group has arrived here in Domburton, where Troy was waiting. And we'll say you all, like, you walk into the tavern and Troy's there just grabbing a drink and some breakfast.
With Troy?
Do we
No, he's
find Troy?
there.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
you
there.
walk in and he's there.
I just run up to him and I tackle him.
I say, oh no, it's a bear!
It's good to see you guys.
Where
it's
have you been? You disappeared
it's-
without a trace.
It's only been a few days, but it really feels like it's been an eternity. So happy to be back with you guys. Sorry about that. Just had something to look into. But what did I miss on your end? How did
Wow, boy,
how did
you
it-
missed a lot.
Well, we defeated a Fey.
Probably
was a-
shouldn't be talking about too much in the middle of the restaurant.
This is telepathic.
Okay.
Yeah, Tempe's with us, so.
Just a note, because I did mention this when you met him, but if you're communicating telepathically through Tempest Network, your character has to be going like this.
So
that
we're
it's-
just a table full of weirdos going like this.
Exactly. So it's not infallible.
We're all checking our pulses.
And you don't have to do that as a person, like just saying, oh, we're speaking for the network, but your characters are clearly doing something.
I mean, the other thing we could do is we could speak Oldish.
You can. You all speak
Yes,
that.
We all speak
yes,
Oldish.
Yes. Oldish.
On this
Old speak.
conversation,
Thank you.
shallow-
It's called Oldish,
It's
and
called
we're speaking it
Old
at the
Speak.
table right now.
Troy, how are you doing?
Ye olde Troy.
All right. Well, maybe the abridged version then. What I missed and how everything turned out.
We
Going back
found
to
an
town.
imitation artifact.
Not a real. What exactly is a imitation artifact?
Kind of like an artifact, but not like an artifact.
It was created by this Fae that we had to like defeat and save the other wardens, and then we had to call Victoria, and then her and Dante showed up, and it was a whole thing.
Wait. Victoria and Dante showed up
It was a big
Yeah.
deal.
for
'Cause
a fake artifact.
Well, apparently, Desi, the one like controlling it, was working with Avi, that like Deme Lich lady we ran into at the jail, and she said we can't unite them with the real artifacts, or like the world would end.
The world would. Okay. Wow.
That was some real big stuff
That
going
was
on.
kind of a thing.
That's pretty heavy too. Sounds like it's been heavy.
We
lately.
also have no idea if any of this is true.
That's why we left it up to the smart people. And we went
We
to this
really
tavern.
needed you there.
This is a good place to be.
Yeah, we
So
could have
when
used
they-
your 9 intelligence.
When they
Wait,
showed up, we bailed and met you at the bar.
My 9 intelligence has helped out a
I mean-
couple
Oh,
times.
They
Side
were so
did
smart.
You level up? Because we're
I-
level 6
Yeah.
or 7 now. What level are we? 7. We're 7.
7.
They were
do-
so smart that they even knew exactly where we were in this town before they even talked to us.
Well, I
They
mean,
went
it
straight
was
to the
very
tavern.
obvious to the tavern. I mean, we do finger painting on carts and drink and punch things. We'll leave it to someone else.
Well,
However, we also, find artifacts, defeat Faes, and all that superior sixery.
well, battling with truths and who you believe and don't believe seems to be a common theme lately, both amongst us and individually. So I'm pretty much done here. I'm glad you guys met me here, but I have no more business to attend to here. If you guys are
You want to share the business? We just shared our business.
We showed you ours to show you.
Suffice it to say that we as wardens are being watched, and and I'm gonna leave it at that for now.
It's all right. Keep your secrets. That's fine.
Well, for now, I'm battling with varying truths right now, so don't want to give bad information.
Okay. That's fair. I give bad information all the time. I just give information indiscriminately.
I know that.
Speaking of, have we already gone to the post?
So I would not have mailed it out from the weird time flux city,
Right.
but I will mail it out at the
Because it will
nearest
take
post
forever
office.
to get there.
So this will include the box and the letter, right?
Yes, and I will write so we'll fill the doc in, and then I'll write the letter using the stuff in the doc.
Okay,
Send it
that
off.
sounds good.
And we would inform Troy of the box and the letter.
And he was here as a player. Do you do a quick recap of your story for him too, or is he in the dark?
We should probably. So Troy is part of our group, so we should probably include him in our conspiracy of not telling the full truth to the wardens.
Okay, so suffice to say, you update him on
Yeah.
everything that's happened.
Yes.
Very
Wait.
solemnly, be careful with your dealings with the wardens. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I mean, it seems coincidental that this all plays out at the same time that my side quest happened. So
I'm starting to feel really good about that whole giving the Fae to cross thing all of a sudden. It would be helpful if we knew a little bit more.
this is all, by the way,
Very cryptic.
Very oldish. Very oldish.
Yeah, we're
pulsish.
speaking in oldish out loud, actually.
Oldest pulsish.
Actually, no, we should probably
No, that
use
was-
Tempe's
that
thing in
was
case there are
Tempe.
wardens.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That was Tempe's thing. It's closed circuit.
Wow, that's very cryptic. And yeah,
Well, I've told you guys the history of my father, so it has to do with that. Just that for now.
okay, all right. As I said, keep your secrets. It's fine.
It's my
There's a
favorite.
lot of
It's like
fear
one of
here.
my favorite memes. I hate that you keep saying it.
All right. Well, we sent our package, met back up with our bear master. Anything
Right.
else fun to do in this town?
No, it's like a shabby little nowhere town. Do you want to fast travel to Red Cliff or risk an encounter on the road?
I'm pretty tired. I kind of just want to go to Red Cliff.
Do I get to use something one way or another?
To Red Cliff.
Oh, do you want to introduce Troy to Bo?
We have a talking skeleton now.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah. By the
You
way,
just-
this thing
Are
on my
you wearing
shoulder.
him like a pauldron? Like it's like he's facing out?
I feel like that's not a great thing to carry around all the time. Is a talking skull.
Well, I mean,
Um,
you can tell him to be quiet, but he can like. Is it look like a shoulder pad, or is he just sitting on your shoulder?
We're gonna have to do something cool cosmetically. But yeah, for now, I want to make sure he's able to breathe, and then when it's nighttime, and I don't want to
Poor
talk
Fill
too
up his
long.
lungs.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Fill
yeah.
up his lungs.
And when it's nighttime, I put a little blankie on his head, like a parrot,
Aw.
so he goes to
You
sleep.
still have his teddy bear too.
Do we? Oh, wait. What was that again?
I
Teddy
carried
bear?
his teddy bear out.
Oh
He's
my
Mr.
God.
Stuffles.
Can we please put the skull on top of the teddy bear and use cool magic to make this a skull bear?
Skull bear.
This is getting dangerously close
I'm-
to Bleach. And
I
don't
mean,
like
it would make him happy to be united with his
He would be mobile.
Mr. Stuffles
also.
or whatever.
I'm
So
also
are you
very
trying-
good with bears.
Are you trying to
Let
animate
me
the
tell you.
teddy bear as his
Yes.
body?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you have to wait till Red Cliff to do that.
We could probably find a cool warlock person that can, reanimate.
Take a soul of the damned to put it into the teddy bear.
Are you trying to move him from the skull to the teddy bear, or
No,
combine
we
them?
want a teddy bear with a skull.
All right.
Well,
Exactly.
I'm okay
Put it
with
on
both.
top.
The talking
It looked
teddy
like
bear.
one of the the pop Funko things.
I don't think he should be able to like fully run around though. Maybe just like move his arms and go, whoa,
Well,
I'm gonna tell you now that if you want to keep him around, he's not going to be actively causing chaos. Like, he's not even going to talk unless you talk to him.
Well, is that pre-teddy bear skull?
I'm telling you now, if you want to have fun with it because it's not like a... Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to ruin things for you by having him run around and cause stupid things to happen.
I say we turn him to Mr. Bojangles.
Anyways, you want to introduce him to Troy?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is Bo.
Oh God, what the?
Hey, how's it going?
Folks.
That
yeah.
tickles, man. Oh, I like the touchy-feely type. I'm one of those too. We're like affectionate. You seem like a sensitive guy. I'm a sensitive guy too.
He's a very sensitive guy.
Nice.
He abandoned his
meet
pet
you.
and left it with strangers. Super sensitive.
I didn't have a lot of say in it though.
Oh, they're talking about me, I think.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, I did that. Hey, she is safe back at Redcliffe. Being
What's a Redcliffe?
what I would assume is well maintained and loved for.
With the bear experts.
Exactly.
I'm surprised you can bear to be around this guy. Am I right?
Good one, Bo. And I fist bump his skull.
Ow.
Did you just punch him in the head?
It was a light punching. It was a fist bump.
It was a love tap. Okay.
Careful, that's where the visual cortex would be. If you knock that around, things
Would
would turn all
be.
colorful.
Would be, but is not.
Yeah, but I feel like the association's still there, Like, so if you hit it,
So if I
I like-
poke like a certain part of your head, something weird happens.
don't try it. I mean, try it. What could go wrong?
Yeah, try it.
So you where are you poking him? I don't know the brain.
Tell me you
I
just-
don't know the brain. I'm just poking a random spot.
All right.
It's a skull, right? Can you
Barry's
put it on your
foot kicks
hand?
up.
Oh, so you poke him? I don't know the brain well either. I learned it 10 years ago. And he starts transitioning from speaking to singing. There's a language part of the brain that is different from the singing part of the brain. Anyways, you're making him do some weird shit that he can't control.
Nice. That's good to know. And I stopped poking him.
We got a nice caravan or a long travel to get to Redcliffe, so we can
Oh yeah, I've
we can
started
poke
drawing.
the bone, play with the bone all the way there. So
I've started drawing the side of the caravan. By the way.
Oh, okay. Look forward to it. So you guys are fast traveling back to Redcliffe, right?
I believe that's the plan.
If only I had known that last night.
Oh.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, hey. I mean,
Nah,
I thought I
it's
said I
totally
wanted to
fine.
go to Redcliffe.
you have a map
No,
now?
I meant fast travel versus slow
Oh.
travel.
I'm sorry. Where are we going?
Just read this map later.
Redcliffe.
Oh, I
Redcliffe.
have stuff to say.
Well,
So we don't have any encounters on the road, but you do come across some people. This is the same road that you met the dwarves on from last time, who had just left Orzammar.
the butt ugly hotness check board.
super,
Yeah.
super ugly ones.
hmm They had spoken of some political turmoil plaguing the underground dwarven city. You also pass a couple of traveling merchants who are selling textiles, nothing that you'd be particularly interested in, just kind of common stuff. And you also pass some Eos Imperium missionaries who give an especially dirty look to both Magnus and Tempest, but don't interact with you or bother
What
you.
kind of missionaries? Sorry.
all magic-y.
Eos Imperium.
They don't like you because you're tieflings.
Hey,
They didn't look at 8-foot Barry weird.
I thought
They-
I thought
Eight
they-
foot
They
blue
would have looked
magic
at
sparkling
Baron
crab.
too, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hey,
Right, it's all three of you.
Barry's in the cool club. Oh wait, no, he's not.
Yeah. Okay, you make it back to Redcliffe. Do you want to do your thing to Redcliffe?
What? Oh,
Did you
I
already do
did
it?
that already. We're golden.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, DM. You can't, you know, put,
You can't
put
stop
it on
the train.
spot.
It has
Yeah.
no brakes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. So you make it back to Redcliffe. You, I assume, go straight for your reward, or do you want to take time off first?
Hell yeah, we want that.
We need that money.
Probably go pick up the
So we
reward.
go
Paper?
shopping.
All right, so Victoria had told you that she would send word back to Redcliffe, which arrived here before you did, about compensation. So I think that after some time, you'd figure you'd just go to her office, which you enter, and the seat is turned toward the window, kind of behind the desk, facing away from you. So you enter, and you knock
Okay.
you knock a few times, push the door open, and the chair turns, and sitting in it is Harvey, and he's like, "Oh, fancy
Do you have a
seeing
cat?
here
Please
again."
tell me he has a cat.
He does.
Is Poofers the cat?
Probably.
It's like something out of American Dad with Roger. You look and Poofers is gone, and suddenly she's on Harvey's lap.
I'm fine with that if you're fine with that.
It's fine.
So he's like, "Fancy seeing you here.
Yeah.
I hear you've done some great deeds, are in need of
The money.
Yes. Well, let's see what we can do." Nah, I'm kidding. It's great to see you guys. I'm glad you're alive. Now, I didn't get word of what happened down. Apparently, it's like a secretive thing, so I'm not supposed to ask. But, if something happens where you, are talking about amongst yourselves and I just happen to be in the room...
Well, I mean, they never told us it was top secret.
We've just been telling everybody.
Telling random people that we
You
pass
haven't been
by.
very
Those textile
secretive about
merchants, they know everything.
Well, that's actually my fault. Let's say we retcon and she did tell you to keep it secret because of the part. I have 100 bullet points and it's hard to parse through them on the spot. So anyways, it's supposed to be top secret or whatever, but I mean, if you're in the same room and just... Anyways, money. So it says here, you're supposed to each receive 550 gold.
I thought
that
she
sound
said 1,550 each.
Well, this is straight from her. It's got her signature on it. He waves a letter.
Try.
She probably forgot to add the comma.
Oh,
That's fine.
such a shame.
Yeah.
But she's not here, so let's see what we can do. Last week, it was my best friend's birthday, and she didn't give me the day off, so,
Ooh.
She'll never notice
I
a
mean-
few 10,000 gold missing, right?
It was
Yeah.
pretty wild what we found over there.
I go, Harvey,
I
you've
can't-
always been my favorite person at Redcliffe.
And he gives you a wink and says, "All right, here, I'll just change this order a little bit.
I can't wait
How's
to talk about all the cool stuff we found with you guys. Maybe going in more and more detail.
and he kind of and makes some adjustments on paper, and he's like, "How does 750 sound instead?"
Sounds better than 550.
And,
5 is
he,
greater than 7.
I think that's more gold than I've ever had.
He says, "Great. So 750 each. We'll say that the extra came from your business expenses. It'll be fine."
Nice.
She never actually checks these. She just makes me do it. So anyways, what are you gonna do with all your newfound riches?
Ooh.
We're gonna go shopping.
All right. Well, just so you know, if you guys get bored around town before your next assignment, they just finished building the new siege ball court, so it's been
Siege
pretty
ball.
popular.
What is that? A sports ball game?
It is a sports ball game, and it's the talk of the town right now. Everyone is having a blast. People are placing bets, and the whole deal. It's really fun. So, yeah, if you get bored.
Ooh. Sports betting.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Anything else I can do for you guys in the meantime?
No, just
Thanks, Harvey, and I give him a wink back.
You're
just
muted.
let us know when Victoria gets back with that weird mock artifact thing.
Mock artifact thing. That sounds interesting, but I'll hold questions for now. And he looks like he's really struggling and he wants to know more. He says, anyways, your rooms have all been maintained in your absence. All of the vendors have kind of finished their personnel rotations and been set in stone. Oh yeah, Troy, your bear is over at the pet shop being trained.
Nice. Exactly what I wanted for Pooh.
He says, all right, well,
remember the
welcome
bear.
back to town, everyone. I'll let you know when Victoria's back or you have your next assignment or anything.
Thanks, Harps.
Thanks, man.
Troy exits a little bit after and kind of looks at Harvey and says,
Something wrong?
Everything okay? Sorry for any repercussions. But
What are you talking about?
I appreciate nothing, I guess.
Should I be afraid or like do I need to like get out of Dodge or something?
No, I don't think so, but maybe I don't ask you for any more favors anytime in the near
Oh.
future.
Did I do something or like is everything okay?
It looks like it. You look fine. Anyways, thanks again.
All right, well, don't hesitate to ask. I'm happy to help in any way I can.
I do appreciate that. And I'm glad to see you, Harvey. All right.
All right, it's great to see you. Go have fun shopping.
Troy, let's
Sounds
go make
good.
some money.
All right. Bye.
All right. So, where is your first stop in town?
All right. Who needs to go shopping?
I want to go do some sports betting.
We'll save that till the end.
Did everybody look over the list? Figure out what
Mhm.
they wanted?
I'm gonna hold off right now.
So I want to introduce a new system to test a little bit, a new mechanic, if you will. And that's item durability.
She's bringing it up.
I am bringing it up. It should not have a big impact. And if we hate it, we just won't use it. I just thought it would be fun to have an extra mechanic. So, all items, including arcane focuses. So you have there's 3 types. There's armor, weapon, and arcane focus. All of those have like a durability. There's 5 stages: perfect, good, okay, poor, and broken. If you roll a crit fail, there's an 80% chance you lose 1 durability stage. If you miss your attack by 10 or more, or you take a hit that is greater than or equal to 8 more than your AC, don't worry, I'll do the math later. There's a 60% chance you'll lose a durability stage. You can get your armor and weapons and focuses repaired for cheap in town, or you can take a training class and buy a repair kit.
Long story short is if you mess up, if you swing your weapon badly, you lose a strike.
How many
It's-
durability points we got?
I think it's like 4, right? 4 strikes.
There's 5. You start at perfect, and if you go down to poor, you take a penalty of 3 to whatever item you're using,
-3 to your roll
Yeah.
on that item.
and a -1 AC for armor. And if it's broken, you can't use it until it's repaired.
Get ready to keep track. Actually, I think we're working on a system, right? Like some kind of system to make it really
I'm working.
easy.
Yeah, I'll look
Yeah,
into
we're
it.
gonna work on a way to display that. So
I
we
was
don't
just told this today, and I was like,
distract.
oh, fun.
I just want to try it. If we hate it, we don't have to use it.
No,
It's just
I-
kinda like, oh,
like-
fun.
No, it's cool. I like the idea.
So we should probably buy some repair kits in town.
Mhm.
To
We
repair
gotta
on
study
the
how to do it first.
Yeah, so the classes to use them are 50 gold, and then I think the repair kits are like 100 or something like that.
Does a repair kit take something from broken all the way to perfect?
Yeah, it's full recovery, but it is a single use.
No matter what stage it's at, it goes to
Yeah.
perfect. Okay.
Yes. So you want to wait till you're poor or broken to use it, yeah. And we can adjust the numbers as needed, and as we kind of experiment with it.
I
just thought it'd
think
be
we
fun.
should take that class as a group while we're in Redcliffe.
You can take it as a group.
Is it
It's a Groupon deal.
an item healing aerobics Groupon deal? Like we're doing yoga and we're learning how to
You can
heal our
call
weapons
it-
and armor.
Whatever your heart desires.
Hmm.
So, does anyone want to buy anything?
Let's go look at the magic shop.
All right, hooray! So you guys head over to
Magic shop.
the recently renovated Dread Wrath and Beyond.
Red Wrath.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Dread Wrath and Beyond.
I wish I could give you inspiration.
Thank you.
You can give her inspiration for our helpful NPCs.
I can do
Uh,
that.
Okay, yeah.
But you have to tell me when to use it.
That's fair.
So running this shop, which is very clean and well kept, albeit a little dark themed, like all the colors are kind of like darker. is a drow in his early centuries. He's pretty short for an elf. Most elves are like at least like 5'10" or higher, usually over 6 feet. He's only like 5'4", so he's pretty short. And he wears kind of like light, comfortable, pale-colored robes that complement his yellow eyes. He's got dark gray hair on his right side, so it's like combed over on his right side, and the left side is shaved, and you can see there that there's a complex tattoo that runs from his scalp down his neck to underneath his robes. And he sees you all enter and says, "Wow, new customers! Welcome, my name is Gil. How may I be of service to you today?"
A little short for an elf, aren't you?
Wow, that's just a great first impression. I'm so pleased to meet you.
Okay, I'm
You're
a little short for a tabaxi.
too. Aren't you there, chimp?
Hi.
It's okay. Short club. And I put my fist out to fist bump and
He just looks for a second and then reluctantly fist bumps.
nice.
I walk around and I see a helm. And I pick it up. I'm like, huh. I try to put it on over my horns. I'm like, how is this magic? Nothing is happening. And I put the Dreadsome helm back down.
That's a fun item though, isn't it?
I mean, it looks like a really cute helm.
Well, not only does it protect you, but it gives you an intimidating presence.
I already have an intimidating presence.
That's
and I
probably why it
poof
did
up a
nothing
little.
to me.
Well, you don't have to insult the merchandise. I'm doing my best here. Come on. Do you
If
see
you want
anything
to
that
see the
interests
store
you?
items, you can go to our Discord for context. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, you can. Does anything catch your eye? Anything interesting? How about this fun one? And he pulls up a lantern that's glowing a faint blue, and he says, "There's a spirit trapped inside here, and it can bring you back from the brink of death, amongst other things. It can serve your whim, your needs, can grab stuff typically. He can get a little handsy. I will warn you that much." And he laughs as like a ghost hand comes out of a lantern and picks up I don't know, some small object on a desk. He's like, "Do you get it, handsy? Because there's a ghost hand." No, but seriously, he does get a little handsy.
I'll just let her watch out.
Hide your kids, hide your wives.
A little pricey
No.
for me.
Not this one. All right. Anything else interesting? Ooh, how about this one? He goes over to a red diamond and he says, "I have no idea what's in here, but something cool is gonna happen if you can It's like I know that it contains blood really obviously. I don't know whose it is. I found it in the Underdark, but I bet if you tried to track with it, something really fun would happen."
I like fun. How much is that?
Oh, it's 5,000 gold.
Oh, I don't like fun that much.
Don't worry, it'll be in stock for a while. No one wants it yet, but I bet it's those things that people do where they buy old storage inventories, like a closed down shop or something. They just buy it as a unit and go see what they get, like that. It's like a mystery box.
For
5,000 gold.
5,000.
Well, the diamond itself is worth 5,000, so I figured just getting my money's worth.
I mean, that's actually not that bad of a
You
deal.
can take the box to the boat. Could be anything in the box. There could even be a boat.
It's fun, isn't it? So, is there anything you guys want?
Good.
I mean, there's nothing here for me right now. I have everything I want with my immovable rod, my super cool boomerang, potion of tracking. What else do I got? Frog hat. Oh, I'm Poofers, by the way, and a frog jumps out. Is that
Oh.
pretty cool in the magic area? You know.
He just watches the frog hop around. He's like, "Oh, so you're the one Ambrose mentioned."
Oh, Imby loves me. That guy.
Oh, he certainly does.
He especially likes when you call him Imby. You should do that too.
I will be sure to take your advice on that. Well, if there's nothing you want, my inventory changes every couple of weeks, so maybe I'll get something better in next week.
Question. On the Arcane Focus Repair Kit, where do we go for the training?
Right here, of course.
Oh, right here.
Mhm.
Would you like to train us?
Sure. I can offer it as a group thing, 200 for multiple of you. Or sorry, 50 for the training for multiple of you, 200 for the repair kit each.
And
Why is our repair kit so expensive?
I mean, I can, if you would rather, I can just repair it for 70 gold.
Thought the repair kits were like 100 gold.
I don't remember. What are they on the other pages? I did this at like almost 1 in the morning another night, so. Yeah, they're 100 elsewhere, you're right. The armors are 200, but the weapon ones should be 100 each. Updated. 100 gold.
That sounds much more reasonable. What do you think, guys? You want to take this training while we're here during downtime or something?
Yeah, sure.
I
Probably
think
smart.
we're gonna need it.
Yeah.
So that one's for magic users. The ones who use physical weapons.
Oh, we're
will
gonna
need
have to split up.
We'll need to speak to the smithy, which I think I called good smithy or something. Good forge.
All right. Well, you guys should schedule your study, and then we gotta go hit the blacksmith. Talk about us non-magic-y people.
Gary, Arab, you're taking class together.
Right. So do you guys head up to
Hey.
the smithy?
Unless anybody has something else to do with the magic shop.
Nope.
And just so you know, because I was working on the city outline when I was making these vendors, Red Cliff is kind of divided into 3 parts. High City is the warden restricted area, so that contains all your administrative buildings and more secretive things. It also includes the magic shop, I believe. Yeah. Mid City is kind of where the warden families would go, as well as it's like the warden families live there, as well as important officials and people in business. So it's kind of like a not warden level restricted, but like important person restricted, or like in the family. And then Low City is public, and anyone can go there when they're passing through. It's not like a city to live in, but it's a city to pass through when you are traveling or whatever, or need to restock on something. Just so you know. So the magic shop is in High City. The smithy is in Low City. It is called Good Forge. Very creative name. And it looks like a typical forge. There's it's outdoors, and there's a little stone enclosed pool of genuine lava there, in addition to several anvils and buckets of water to cool the weapons in. 2 dwarves are working there. They're both kind of like short and thick and haughty, and they have long black curly hair. One is a boy, one's a girl. The boy is sporting a beard that is actually tied up behind his, like the back of his head when he's
The
working.
girl is also sporting a beard.
She's not sporting a beard. She is clean shaven. Yep, and they're dressed in like very meager.
Tickler
just,
wants to know how thick.
There's 3 C's.
Oh,
Yeah.
pretty thick.
wow,
Pretty thick.
Roll for
Uh,
highs.
super thick.
The hotness
and-
is a 5.
That's perfect for a dwarf. It's fine.
That's high
Uh,
tier for a dwarf.
They resemble each other enough that you can tell they're not married. They're probably siblings. And the man is working, and the lady comes up to you with her arms crossed and says, "Welcome to Good Forge. My name's Gabriella Greatbeard. How can I serve you today?"
It is really hot in here, and I take off my ring and I put it in my pocket.
Oh yeah, that's genuine Orzammar lava. We wouldn't work with anything less.
That is very making me sweat. I didn't know I had sweat glands, but I do.
Yeah, you don't want to touch that stuff, but it does the job better than anything else.
Anyway, we're here to schedule, a class to teach us how to repair stuff on the go, because our weapons have started to look a little shabby.
Yeah, I can see that.
Thanks.
All right, well, yeah, sure, we can do a group class. How about this Friday, or whatever I named the Fridays in this world, because they're special. This Friday we can do a group deal, and then you can buy some kits. They're 100 for the weapons and 200 for the armor.
Yeah, that sounds good. There are 3 of us that need to take it.
All right, I'll pen you in. It's been talking to you is the thing that happened.
Ooh, does Kai want to go too? You can have him take it too.
Yeah.
Where's Kai? Is he still here? He's in Redcliffe, right?
Yeah, he's somewhere in Redcliffe.
Who were the 3? Because I wear
Me,
armor too.
Troy, and Magnus.
And I may also want to buy something from here.
Mine's leather. Does that matter?
Leather is at the Fletcher / leather worker.
Oh, no.
I did everything.
to the leather worker.
Did you want to buy something in the smithy while you're here?
Because I actually wear scale mail, so yeah.
Okay. So you want to
So question on the, is it like inside of here? Is there a menu of the items? Almost like a McDonald's. I feel like there should be.
No, they take a lot of pride in their work. I think that they would. You'd have to like discuss with them, and they'd go over the options that they could craft for you.
Okay. I'm sorry. What was your
There
name
is
again?
a menu for you, though.
Right. Yeah. Which is on tab 7 of 9
Yes.
under Smithy.
Her name was. Her name's Gabriella. What are you? Tall man.
They called me Barry, the tall furbolg.
Really,
Except-
Barry? I don't think anybody's called you that before.
Yeah.
Did you need something?
As you can see, I'm wearing scale mail.
Yeah.
And I'm curious how much I could sell this specific set for.
Well, it comes used. We typically sell a scale mail set at around 500 gold. So, considering it's not new and we can salvage the materials, how's a 375 sound?
That sounds pretty good. I'm actually looking at also upgrading a little bit.
Sure.
How is your splint armor?
It's well, I must say it's one of our finest products, but the only thing to be wary of is it's pretty heavy and it's hard to move quietly when you're in that. So if you doing some shady business, it'll be a little bit less shady.
Oh, I've gotten used to that. The scale mail is not exactly easy to move around. But I have these really fancy boots that really kind of negate any of those kind of problems.
Well, that's nice, but sure. I mean, whatever you want. I'm not into the magic stuff. I just craft the good metal like my ancestors.
Like all the beards before you.
Like all the great beards before me. And the beards before them.
If you didn't catch, scale mail also gives me disadvantage on stealth.
Yeah.
But I have what's it called? Boots of Elvenkind. So it negates that already.
Negates the sound problem, yeah.
Yeah. So if I sell them for 375 and these cost 800, that's 425 to upgrade my AC by 1.
I mean, you could, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. You can go ahead and manage your inventory there. It will be ready by the time you next go out to town. They have to custom fit it for you. So
cool.
She like asks you to sit down and take some quick measurements. She's like, "Wow, you're thick with 4 C's. Holy crap."
She's probably short, right? Does she have some kind of
She's short.
stepping stool or something? I'm 8 feet
Yeah,
tall.
she has you like sit down and pulls out a stepping stool when
Does
she
she
needs
still
to.
have a stepping stool?
Yeah.
Because I'm like 5 feet tall sitting down.
Yeah, it happens. You get your measurements taken.
Oh, okay.
Stop fighting me.
I just want to make sure you're comfortable.
She says, "All right."
Barry, I need to go get some stuff at the leather shop. If you're done here.
To the leather shop?
Okay. Make your way over to Baxter's Tracks, which it's a simple wooden building. It looks very homely, but clean. And inside is a tough-looking half-orc male, but instead of a green complexion, he's kind of like a pale blue. He's got a bald head that's decorated with tribal tattoos that extend down to his bare chest, and a thick black beard that matches his black leather slacks. And sitting in the corner is an old, like, Saint Bernard breed dog that's sitting on like a little bed, just kind of watching the room. And Yeah, so this half orc sees you enter the room, and kind of looks up and gives you a nod, and then stands up from his workbench and grabs the cane next to him, and he leans on it heavily as he kind of limps over towards you and reaches his hand out and says, "Name's Fletcher. Yours?"
Hello, I'm Poofers, and a frog jumps out onto his hand as I shake it with both of my hands.
Hey, Fletcher.
He hands it to you, and then
I push Poofer's back. I'm like, my name's Magnus. We need a few things if you got the time.
Sure, yeah. I've nothing better to do. This is my shop. I specialize in leathers and ranged weapons for hunting. What did you need?
Well, we've unfortunately been in a lot of different situations where our equipment's kind of getting messed up, and we need to be able to fix it up on the go. If you got any time, is there any way you can kind of teach or train us how to repair some of our armor and some of our weapons?
Sure thing. Anytime you want to come in, I should be available.
What is that? What do you charge for that?
It's 50 for the training and 100 for each kit. 200 for armor kits.
All right, and I'm actually looking for some new armor, or at least some new leathers to wear.
Yeah, yours have seen their day, haven't they?
Yeah, and but I, obviously I don't want to downgrade, and looking, and all your stuff is very, very nice, but I don't know if it's going to assist my AC at all, because adding up everything you have doesn't help.
Well, I'm not sure what AC is, but I can tell you that this is the best we can do without magical enhancements or any rare materials. Should you find anything like that out on the road, I'd be happy to craft a set out of it for you.
Okay. If I do come through with some materials, what would that usually cost me to make a nice set?
Depends on the material and how difficult it is to work with, but for custom fitting of custom material, anywhere from 500 to 1,000.
Okay. Thank you. But I do think anybody else need leather, learn how to repair their leather armor and or bowstring / sword weapons?
Is this different from the other class that we were asking about? Is this related to the durability thing?
Yes.
Or is this
Yeah,
something
it's the
else?
same thing, but for you and I.
Okay,
Yeah.
then yes. Yeah.
Okay. So you schedule a class with him as well.
Stretch your
Yeah.
hammies.
Yeah, that's all I needed.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. I'll see you soon then.
I'd like to, one more shopping experience. I'd like to go to the Tinkerer, please.
Okay. The Tinkerer. So you recall Trinket from Exeter, who is Callie's friend, and she's a, for lack of better words, engineer. She herself is not present in Redcliffe, but she has shipped off a fancy little replacement. In Mid-City, you can find a BB-8 style robot kind of deal with a little plank of wood that says shop front on it, but the S is a 5 and the O's are 0s. And it kind of it can't speak, but it buzzes and clicks in greeting. The way Shopfront works is Trinket will advertise items that she needs testing for. So they aren't particularly expensive, but they're not also fully reliable. And as you gather data for her, it will improve, or rather she can make improvements to them, and eventually you'll be able to keep them with a fully functioning thing. You can also place special orders with him.
Yeah, I'd like to place a special order. I'm not sure if it can be done, so how do I do that?
Tell me what you want. You basically you write it on a paper and then you put it in them and it gets mailed.
I would like to see if she can take my immovable rod, cover the button on it and make it remote operated only.
Remote operated movable rod.
Nice.
I can tell you that no, she cannot do that because the movable rod is enchanted. You'd have to see the enchanter.
But
She
it
can
has
only-
a button.
She can only work on non-magical things.
All right.
So you'd have to go see Shine Bright for that.
He loves me. I gotta talk to him real fast.
Maybe
God,
leave
he
Troy at
loves
home.
our ass. Let me tell
Troy,
you.
you stay over there. I gotta go talk to Shine Bright.
So you
But
go
I-
to the trans-dimensional window shop front in mid-city, and above it, written lazily, is "I don't care what you call it, leave me alone."
I don't care what you want.
I don't care what you call it, leave me alone.
Okay.
Which is the name of the shop. And you knock on the window, and the shutters open, and you see Shine right through it, and to remind you, he's a middle-aged elf with long blonde hair and like a self-important goatee, and he wears kind of like extravagant robes. He's got a large ego.
Very
It's just-
stupid looking.
Nice to see you again, Troy. What do you need? I'm only on the clock for another 30 minutes.
Troy, I told you to stay over there. What are you doing? I'm sorry, Shine Bright. Please ignore my friend. Okay.
I pull Troy to the side and I like have a little separate conversation with him while Poofers is dealing with Shine Bright.
I stick the immovable rod on the windowsill. I go, so I've got this immovable rod here, and you click the button and it doesn't move, and you click the button again and it moves. But here's what I'm interested in. Can we make this remote operated so that I can push the button remotely and only remotely?
Probably.
And
What are you
how
willing to pay
much would
for
that
it?
probably cost?
Well, what do you think it's worth?
$50
10 gold.
Try again.
100 gold.
Try again.
200 gold.
I'll do it for 250.
Absolutely. And I slide him 250 and the immovable rod through the window.
And he's like, "Watch your fingers. We've already lost like 10 of them."
Oh, and I take a stick and I push the immovable rod through the window.
Gwyn started a collection, and then you see, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a halfling monk back during this quest who was with her brother turned into a bear, and they both appear in the background and are holding a jar of like several fingers of different types. They're like, "Yeah, we're collecting them."
Anything interesting?
I mean, this one was already cut in half. Like it's half a finger.
Watch Poofers.
It's
is
cut
about
in
to
half
buy
long ways? How does
a
that
jar
happen?
of fingers.
I don't know. So he says, "All right, I'll get it back to you in a few days. Come by again." Anything
Cool.
else?
Sounds good.
I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Is Shine Bright, is there a way, and I pull out the sack of ball bearings and put them on the desk. Is there a way to somehow enchant these ball bearings to maybe with like a command or something like that to return back to this satchel? So if I pour them out and I say a command, they can come on back?
I mean, in theory, I could do it, but they're so inexpensive. I'm not sure it'd be worth the investment, honestly. Like, just buy more.
Okay.
I mean, I'm happy to take your money, but
Let me think about it then.
Make them really fancy ball bearings, so they're not dime a dozen.
Really nice balls.
part of
Very
the
nice bearings.
Did
deal
Angus
that I
just
made with
ask
the
to
boys.
enchant his balls?
Yes.
His ball sacks.
They're pretty inexpensive.
His sack
part
of
of the
balls.
deal I made with the wardens was I had to be honest and forthcoming with all of my customers.
And we appreciate it.
Troy appreciates it the most.
Well, that makes one of us.
That's right.
No,
Well,
he doesn't.
never mind.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm sick of working, and he closes the shutters.
Like him. Every time I talk to that guy, he's so nice.
So while they were doing this, Erebor was having a quick little side combo with Troy,
Okay.
where I would say, "So Troy, I I know you kind of find out some stuff about the wardens and you want to keep it to yourself, and that's fine. But I was kind of communing with Saloon, and she told me to not really keep looking for these artifacts and not to really involve myself with them. But I don't know how maybe to get out of that. So, do you have any ideas?
Well, the way I've seen people get out of it has not been pretty from personal experience. You remember the story about my father
Yeah.
and the mysterious happenings with his fate. And I'll keep it at, as I was pulled off from you guys, could be considered a threat coming from our own ranks. So I'm not sure where loyalties lie and what everybody's drive is at this point. Still trying to figure all that out.
Well, Saloon told me that she didn't want me really taking the risks to find these, but it seems like it might be more dangerous for me if I don't take the risk to find these.
Yeah, on face value, the wardens look like a good thing, but I'm just weary of them from my past and now from my more immediate dealings.
Yeah, that's why I came to you to talk about this. Well, if you find anything out or feel like sharing any more, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I just need to do a little more looking into it and figuring things out a bit. But yeah, just be cautious because they have eyes and ears.
So then we turn back to the group and so we done here?
Yeah, I was just talking about how much I love Shine Bright.
Man, these wardens really helped us out.
Yeah, they're super
awesome.
great. Let's go bet on sports.
Yes, finally.
Sport balls.
Money,
Fill me up.
money, money. And we go down the street. You're muted.
Barry, fill me up. Let's start
All right,
drinking.
I can show you the
Oh, we're
arena on
drinking.
roll 20. I want to make sure this will be the last thing we do tonight. So if there's anything else you want to do, we should do it now.
Shots?
Anybody have anything else to do?
Talking to anyone in town that you haven't seen in a while.
Is Neosi in town?
He's not in town right now.
Callie?
Callie's here. Kai is
Can I-
here.
Can we buy any of those things from the vendor list through Text RP?
Yes. So, actually, we'll do a little bit of a time reversal here. You're gonna have 3 weeks in Redcliffe before you receive your next assignment. So, any text RP you want to do, you can do with me in the coming week. Deadline to at least request something is going to be Tuesday. So you can do things through Thursday, but if you're going to do it Wednesday or Thursday, tell me by Tuesday. I'm also going to give you the options for your next quest right now so we can start it next time, and then we'll do this sport stuff after I do the quest stuff. Does that all make sense? We're good?
Mhm.
Okay. Victoria and Dante both have not returned by the end of your downtime in town. However, she has sent some recommendations for you guys as to what you can choose to do next. They don't have any leads on new artifacts. And they don't have any pressing requests. So you're free to go off and do free travel or explore anything that you want to explore or do things that you want to do. Alternatively, there is the island of bird people that still has not been explored, and there are frequent expeditions into the depths / the Underdark for research and loot and experience.
Ooh, we should take Kala to the Underdark.
I'm down with that.
If you go to the Underdark, you can take Callie. But those are your essentially 3 options, so we can decide on that now, or you can tell me by Tuesday, so I have time to fully write out the next session.
So
I
it's
vote
either
for the
what we
Underdark.
want, Underdark or Bear People.
Bird people, Underdark, or free travel.
Although I also like bird people.
This is the discovery of an
I'm just getting
entirely
ready
new
for
race, so.
Bird Person Island.
Bird Person Island.
Question: is the Sun Elf gonna be welcome in the Underdark?
That's a good question.
Ooh.
Would you know the answer to that?
Inherent drama, narrative.
Bravo.
It's just gonna become a soap opera.
That's fine, but we have to speak it in Spanish.
See?
I heard you were hanging out with Jessica last night. Rebecca, it's not what it looks like. I don't hesitate, bitch.
Keep going.
I hope you've seen that vine. That's a vine.
No.
All right, so vote.
Ross, I saw you hanging out with Caitlin, not Jessica. Let me pull up the link. What do you guys want to do?
Okay. Do we want to take a vote?
Underdark.
Gosh,
that
I'm
sounds
split.
fun.
I'm so split.
Screw
All right,
birds.
Underdark. That's my hand there. Fine.
Oh, there's your Underdark. The Underdarks have it.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So, I'm honestly surprised you guys haven't taken free travel as an option yet. But
There's other
What,
stuff
to walk
do.
around and be drunk? We do that all the time anyways.
no,
I
but
need
if,
guidance.
for example, you could have tried to go into the Dwarf City.
Oh,
Dude, I want to
shit.
go into Dwarf City.
I
I
do
was thinking
too.
that, and you mentioned the two,
Yeah,
lack of
tried to
hotness
remind you.
dwarves.
Can I change my vote
No.
Well, see you next
No.
month.
I want
next
to,
time?
to be honest, I want to get a reply from Poover's friend before I go handle some of my stuff I have to take care of.
Yeah, I as well would like some answers. either
Poofers
from
will let you
Philou
guys know
or
if I
Rob.
hear back.
Can you guys just all make I know, even if I promised it during session, can you make a request of me in text so I have a list of things to do?
Yeah.
Because I already forgot some of them. Okay. So, sport ball time.
Yay, sports.
Oh, I'm gonna.
There
I'm
has
gonna
been
rap
a
to the
OT.
song.
There's been a new arena built. In
They built that really fast.
it
You
was
take
under
a touchdown
construction
right
for a
to the
while.
goal for a 3-point.
It's built in Redcliffe over the past couple of weeks. And you can bet on teams that are playing, but you don't have a lot of information to go on. And I intended for you to play. It's called Siege Ball. I can go over the rules if you want.
I think that's
Okay.
pertinent.
So let me pull them up. How about that? So the arena is what I switched your Roll20 map to. Okay. Siege Ball. I did not invent this, by the way. I found
I
it
should
on the
change
internet.
scenes. I should change scenes. Okay, 1 second. We'll be switching scenes. Sorry.
Go my favorite sports team.
Okay.
Sport.
Let me.
Please tell
I
me you
gotta
have
open it
team
up.
names prepared.
I don't. You have to come up with your own team name if you want to play. This is a game played between two teams of 5 players each. Each team has a tower to defend from the other team. You cannot attack the towers directly. Instead, there's a ball that starts in the middle of the arena that's used to knock down the towers, and a team loses when their tower falls. This game is a mix of soccer and dodgeball. So, the ball is an especially dense sphere of solid rubber that is pursued by the players. It's very heavy, and you can only move it by making unarmed strikes. You don't get weapons. Also, in Redcliffe, this is not a Redcliffe-specific game. It's a worldwide game. In Redcliffe, which is a very organized and policed place, they don't tolerate dirty play. So don't attack each other, or you'll get called out of the game.
Cough, cough, Magnus.
Yes. The ball has an AC, a base AC of 10. You don't really need to memorize the numbers right now, but I'll just explain them anyways. A base AC of 10 if it's standing still. And you run up and attack the ball. And that sends it flying off in a direction, obviously, that you choose. the amount of damage you do to the ball is the number of momentum points it gains, and it moves 5 feet for every momentum point. If it collides with a wall, it bounces. If it collides with a tower, it deals damage equal to the current momentum point and stops. If it's going to collide with a player, if you have a reaction, you can hit it, like move it, or like try and hit it away from you, or change its direction, which will affect its momentum points and direction. If you don't have a reaction, you're going to have to dodge out of the way. And if you fail, you'll take damage, and the ball will lose momentum. So, I think that's everything. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Do we have quests? It runs like combat, so it's going to run in initiative order.
Gotcha.
I don't know how long it's going to take to play, because I haven't run it before. If you guys want to start it tonight, we might run till like 9:30, 9:45, or we can call it a little bit early tonight. It's up to you guys.
Can we watch 2 teams play and bet on them?
Yeah, but I'm not going to simulate it out.
You don't have
So,
to.
if we're gonna go that late, I'm gonna probably need to relocate or just call it early. So
I don't care what we do. It's up to you guys.
I mean,
I don't think we have to play tonight. I wasn't
You don't
planning on
have
playing,
to-
I just wanted to watch.
You don't have to play next time either. It's just here now if you ever want to play, or if you have extra time in, like if we have an extra time in a session and you're in Red Cliff, we can go play Siege Ball. Or if you're in a town that would have an arena, we can go play Siege Ball.
Watch
I
it,
like
man.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's watch a couple rounds, study.
Yeah,
that
because I
round,
want to see
and
how
then-
it's played first.
Yeah.
There,
make some
right,
money.
right now there aren't professional teams playing. It's just wardens who are bored and gonna
What
go
are their
play.
team
That's fine.
names?
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah.
What
What are their team names?
Can their team names be a group effort?
I mean,
Here, fine.
chat. What are their team names?
Team
Yep.
name.
Come on, chat. This is a perfect time for chat.
Need 2 names.
What's the game called again? Siege Ball?
Yeah.
Siege Ball.
Don't look up the instructions because they changed some of the numbers.
The Great Bludgeoning.
And Carnage Horses.
Okay. The Great Bludgeoning and Carnage Horses.
Yep.
So, the former is red and the latter is blue, and both teams take the field. A horn blows, and all 10 of them charge at the ball in the middle of the arena. Oh my god, blue team, whose name I already forgot. It takes the first strike. It bounces off the wall, inbound for the tower, but oh no, a red team member chooses to dodge in front of it. Deflects it off his chest, and it goes flying 20 feet into the air, comes down straight on the head of his
Deflected a
teammate.
rubber ball off his chest?
Don't question it.
Ow!
After a series of equally exciting plays, the blue team ends up victorious.
That's the
Woo!
Carnage Horses, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't-
Yeah. All right.
My
Next-
listen, my memory
next
capacity
round,
is like 5
I want to bet some
seconds.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, how beat up do these people look from taking headers with the solid rubber balls?
They're pretty. It's okay. So if you get hit with the ball, it does the amount of damage of its remaining momentum points, which, because we're doing unarmed strikes, is not going to be a lot ever. So you get bruised, but you don't get like. It's not a fight.
This
to the
is
death.
my kind of game. Coffee says when the next team should be called Warden Texas Rangers.
Okay. Red team is Warden Texas Rangers.
I got money on the Rangers.
We can get
Same.
blue team to be.
I was not impressed with blue team.
I'm
The
gonna
red
put
guys look bigger.
20 gold
These teams
on the
are
Rangers.
changing.
Yeah.
This is literally a 50-50 chance.
That's fine.
100 gold.
Yeah. Hold on. We gotta come up with a good. We gotta come up with a good name for the blue team.
The one true Chick Norris. Tickler says.
All right. Okay.
All right. I got 50 gold on blue.
So, you know what? I'm just going to write it down. Warden Texas Rangers. And what was the other one?
The one true Chuck Norris.
No, Chick Norris.
He corrected himself, but we're
I
still
know,
gonna
I saw
stick
that,
with
but
Chick
we're going
Norris.
with Chick.
They're all female.
Obvious check on the chick.
They're all female half orcs.
they're not.
They roundhouse kick the ball.
All right. So
Chick
the-
Norris
Game's
is a
over. It's in
four.
the sun.
the horn blows, and both teams, actually only 9 of them, one from the Warden Texas Rangers, stays back to defend the tower. 9 of them run towards the ball, and someone from the one true Chick Norris grabs another shorter team member and picks him up and launches him at the ball.
There, you see that team strat? Take notes.
Whoa,
He collides
okay.
head first with it. It shoots off toward the red tower, but thank the lords that they left someone there to defend the tower. He does a roundhouse kick and deflects it straight back across the arena. It collides with the halfling who had just headbutted the ball, and equally such exciting plays. And the Warden Texas Rangers won that time.
Yeah,
Rigged,
buddy,
yeah.
100 golden
Freaking
poofers.
rigged. The Wardens have this game rigged. We can't play
Probably
this.
should have gone with a team name named
Who's
the
running the
Wardens.
sports book?
I mean, the betting is kind of like not officially supported. It's just some. like,
Oh,
wardens
is there
who are-
mob activity in Red Cliff
It's
now?
not mob activity.
Yeah,
It's like wardens
Can,
who are doing
can we do a
casual.
perception? Are these really shady kind of wardens?
Yeah, who are the
I,
bookies?
I feel like the Crows have a strong foothold here and are
They
running.
definitely don't. All right. Let's roll perception to see, or an insight to see how shady they are, I guess. 'Cause this is what.
12.
16.
The main guy who seems to be running it is like a 50-ish-year-old human man. He's
Oh,
got
I don't
curly-
trust those humans.
He's got curly gray hair, and he's a little bit overweight. But he's wearing a just like one of the casual warden jackets, you know, like the casual wear
Is he
that
the-
they
Is
bought
he a
from-
warden?
He is, yes.
Is he a middle-aged bookie wearing a tracksuit? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, but it's a warden embroidered tracksuit.
What kind of accent does he speak with?
If I say something, I'm gonna have to speak in it, and I don't want to do that. I'm not very good at accents. He
Scottish.
speaks. No. He speaks in a Brooklyn accent. I'm not doing it, but
But I'm not doing that.
he seems to, despite his suddenly shady appearance that I didn't intend on, it's a warden, and it seems to just be casual, friendly betting.
Oh, boring. We need mob presence in Red Cliff. Need to win big money.
Okay, what?
Well.
Do you guys want to watch another game?
I think I'm good. I've seen enough. I won my
I made
money.
like 20, and I'm good.
All right. I don't have anything else unless you guys want to do some RP or dick around like usual.
How dare you?
Hey, hey now.
What do you mean by that?
Let's just launch frogs at everyone we meet.
I don't launch them. They happily hop.
I'm pretty sure Russell's grabbed a few of them.
Sure.
He's looking a little plumper.
You want to talk to any of the NPCs in town, or is there anything you want to do, or are we all just like text RP?
Everything I would want to do would be over text RP. I
Yeah,
don't want
same.
time to think about it.
I'd just like to
Mhm.
note, now Russell has been conditioned every single time Russell hears poofers. Russell looks over for the frog to like eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
He's a Pavlov's dog experiment now.
He's ready. Yeah, I think the rest of it will be text RP, and then we're gonna have to play the game and win some money next round.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we can play before you leave town, or you can just wait till next time.
I think it'd be fun to play next time.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm down. All right. I think we're done. Thanks for everybody that subscribed and followed today. That was a pretty good amount, and we'll be back next Friday.
You get bored, come chat us. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
We got
Make
a
sure to check out our
Discord.
Discord.
Yeah, I get bored during the day, so talk to me.
All right, guys. See you next time.
Bye.